McClintock is the referee. Bowl records of these two teams. Houston has won the toss and will receive. That is going to be Snow kicking off. Kevin Snow kicks it off. Earl Allen and Anthony Ketchum with a deep men, and the ball is in the air. It is taken at the 5-yard line by Allen. Back across the 20, and he stopped at the 23-yard line. So it'll be first down and 10 yards to go. Let's meet the Houston Cougars now. Here is the quarterback, Gerald Landry from Beaumont, Texas, and who runs the offense. And that's Matt Pearson, the fullback. Raymond Tate carries the football a great deal. Larry Shepard catches the football a great deal. Anthony Ketchum, also a fine pass receiver. Carl Hilton is the tight end and a good one. A keeper, Landry, kept it up to the 29-yard line. Boza came in to make the tackle for Boston College.
Boston College has not seen the kind of speed from any team they've played this year that they're going to see from this Houston Veer. Very, very quick. You saw Gerald Landry right there. 4.5 speed at the quarterback position.
Giddings is in the ball, giving a wide left. Now Landry turns and starts the other way. He's still got the ball. He pumps it. Short hop incomplete. Incomplete at the 35, intended for Larry Shepard. Let's meet the rest of the Houston lineup now. That's Gary Heitman from Spring, Texas. Michael Wharton from Houston. Todd Choppy from Deer Park. Ray Rogers from Orange, Texas. Darrell Jackson from Houston. Ketchum's on a wide left. A keeper. Headed up a pass to the 33-yard line. Boza again came in to make the tackle for Boston College.
Early on here, though, we're seeing what Houston wants to do offensively with that veer is run to their weak side, away from the tight end. And what they're trying to set up here is the throw to the tight end, Carl Hilton, number 84. He's a young man who has tremendous speed. Again, another 4-5 type of receiver out of the tight end position who's outrun an awful lot of defensive backs all season long. They want to get the ball to Hilton.
They got a 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line. Giddings comes into the ball game again. He brings the play in. This time on the option was handed off and was moved by Tate up to the 35-yard line. Mike Ruth came in to make the tackle. Let's meet the BC defense now. David Thomas at left end. Scott Harrington from Westwood. Big Mike Ruth, he's a good one, from Norristown, PA. John Boza already made a couple of tackles in this game. Chuck Gorecki. A keeper there. Up to the 39-yard line, and again it was Holy in to make the tackle. The rest of the Boston College defense, Bill Romanowski. At a linebacker. Peter Holy, who just made the tackle, is at a linebacker as well. Neil Iton is on a corner. Todd Russell is on a corner as well. David Pereira is at strong safety. And Tony Thurman, who led the nation in interceptions with 12, is the free safety. Handed it off, but Raymond Tate was met just about at the line of scrimmage.
This is not a bad series for the Boston College defense. Staying in there, this is a little trap. You see a lot of penetration there by John Boza, and they do a good job of stopping the Cougars.
Interesting area that you mentioned Bosa, because they felt they could run at Bosa. They want to attack Bosa if they can.
Lonnie Stokes is in deep punt formation. He's averaged 38.3. Kevin Martin is back there deep. Martin moves up. Well, he held on to it. A flag, no room, I think. You've got to give that man an opportunity to catch it there and some room, and I don't think he did. 32-yard punt with no return.
Kelvin Martin is a man who's returned 2 punts for touchdowns this year. Now, in college football, you have to give him 2 yards to be able to catch it. The ball is coming down. There's the Houston defender. The ball is right there. He did not give him the obligatory 2 yards. That's the enthusiasm you're going to find in the Cotton Bowl game. And, again, the concern for Martin because he's been such a fine punt returner all season.
It was Gary McGuire, the man who made the contact.
Contact, over 40, contact, and Houston.
Referee John McClintock from the Big 8 Conference. This entire crew is from the Big 8.
We mentioned the wind, that it was going to be a factor. Right now, Boston College has the wind at its back.
Now we'll see Doug Flutie for the first time this afternoon. A Heisman Trophy winner who set all sorts of records during the course of the year. He's number 22. Flutie with the football, pumps it, and his receiver was down. His receiver was on the turf, and that was his roommate, Phelan.
Well, Lindsay, excuse me, we talked at the top of the show how the coaches were concerned about this AstroTurf field. However, they squeegeed the field and they said it was fine in warm-ups, but here you're going to see a result. This particular field, the Cotton Bowl field, does not hold water well, and it has rained here all week. Phelan was open, but his feet came out from underneath him there.
I think it was interesting that they closed the game against Miami with a pass to Phelan, and they opened this game with a pass toward Phelan. Second down and 10 yards to go. A little drop. And it's followed up toward the 40 with Strahan carrying almost to the 40-yard line. Let's see the BC offense now. Doug Flutie from Natick is the quarterback. Steve Strahan from Burlington is a running back, fullback actually. Troy Stratford carries the ball a great deal. Delvin Martin, return man as well as a receiver. Gerard Phelan, who is a roommate of Flutie. Scott Gislin is a tight end and a good one. Flutie with the ball. And it is picked by Phelan, his roommate, down at the 45-yard line for 15 yards.
It appeared that the Houston Cougars here were trying to play a little man underneath with zone deep. You look like they're lined up in a 3-deep defense. But again, a beautifully thrown pass right here, delivered by Flutie, and gets there before the defenders can respond.
First and 10, the Eagles in Houston territory. No score in the first quarter of the Cotton Bowl Classic. Flutie pumps it to the outside on the short hop. Trying to get that to Dombrowski. Let's meet the offensive line now. Flutie thinks a great deal of them, by the way. Sean Regent, Cheektowaga, New York. And Mark Bardwell. Jack Bicknell, the coach's son, is the center. Steve Topillo from Milton. Mark McDonald from West Roxbury.
He's had a very productive second down. He's had a productive every down, as a matter of fact, but been particularly productive on second down.
Second and 10 here at the 45 of Houston. Fletcher leave it on the ground this time. Right to the right side. Stratford carried it to the 41, maybe the 40. Meet the Houston defense now. Kevin Alexander from Corpus. DJ Turner, and he's a good one from Lufkin. Eddie Gilmore from Houston. Simon Fletcher from Bay City. James Holmes from Hawkins. Third down and 5 yards to go. Motion across. Phelan in the slot left. Flutie waiting for the snap. Puts it up long and beyond the outstretched fingertips of Kevin Martin.
The Houston Cougars came in with 6 defensive backs there, and this is a situation that Boston College has seen most this year, 5 and 6 defensive backs. A lot of formations. Boston College spread them out. This time they wanted to use their speed. Kelvin Martin, who was actually open, who had beaten one of the nickel backs, Earl Allen, number 4. The ball was just thrown outside too much.
Steve Peacherton, the punt, he's averaged 36.5. Willie Lawson is back deep. High trajectory kick. Well, he's swinging an arm as though he wanted to call for a fair catch, but it goes out of bounds. So it'll be taken there. First down and 10 yards to go. 30-yard punt with no return. I'm the head coach for 23 years of Houston, and many professional coaches in the profession, rather, think that for one game, he's as good as there is in getting a team ready, and he's been trying to get this one ready for BC. He played his college football at Army, was captain of the 48 team under Red Blake at Army. First down and 10 yards to go. The ball's at the 11-yard line. Houston. Landry with the ball. Still got it. Finds a little room out to the 22, 23-yard line. 12-yard pickup on the play by the quarterback. Romanowski made the tackle.
Gerald Landry has been the forgotten quarterback this week, but here's one of the dangers you're going to see when you see the option play. Again, tremendous speed. When he gets to the corner, it's very difficult to defend this. This time he was trying to throw the ball. Defensive backs had run back upfield, and he just used his natural athletic ability to pick his way for about 8 yards.
He got it again. And he stopped at the 23-yard line, and Mike Ruth from Norristown, PA, came in to make the tackle.
One of the interesting things, Lindsay, is they keep running to the weak side, the Ketchum side, rather than to the strong side. They probably feel that Boston College is over-defensing the strong side, yet Boston College has done a good job of holding and being disciplined and taking the proper guys.
And I think they're also trying to set up that pass to Carl Hilton, the tight end, to the strong side.
Second down and 9 at the 23. Landry with a pitch. They try to get this one outside. Raymond Tate can't turn the corner. He's the workhorse of that backfield. Dave Thomas made the tackle. There is Jack Bicknell, the head coach. His son, of course, is the center of this team. He came to Boston College from Maine.
One of the interesting things about this veer and the way Boston College wants to defend it is mostly times when you see the veer offense, you want the quarterback to carry the ball, like when you play Auburn, for example. But this Boston College team is so concerned about Landry, they want to see him pitch the ball. They do not want to see the ball in Landry's hands.
Third down and 8 yards to go at the 25-yard line. No score first quarter. Pumps it. Batted down, and it was Romanowski who batted it down.
Well, here was the pass that we were talking about. They've been trying to set this up, the pass to Carl Hilton. He's their tight end, number 84. He's a large target. He's 6'6". They've had remarkable success with this very pass this year. They felt because the linebackers played so deep they could get it into a crease, the Romanowski tipped the ball away.
Lonnie Stokes will do the punting. His long this year was 57. Kelvin Martin is back there deep to receive it. Fair catch, and he makes it at the 37-yard line. So now the ball will be taken over first down and 10 yards to go. 38-yard punt, no return. It's the 49th Cotton Bowl Classic in Dallas, Texas. At the Cotton Bowl, there is no score in the first quarter. Pat Hayden, what about the play so far?
Well, Boston College is about to take the ball for their second time, both times in good field position. And their defense has done a nice job with the veer. Aaron, what do you think?
Well, I think Boston College in that first drive showed a lot of open receivers, and Houston's really going to be pressured.
BC with the ball. First down, 10 yards to go at their own 37-yard line. Doug Flutie, the Heisman Trophy winner, is the quarterback. He's got it. And it's taken deep downfield, and it is a touchdown. Kelvin Martin for the touchdown. A 62-yard pass play from Doug Flutie to Martin.
Well, Era, so much my routine about Flutie being tired, huh? There goes that theory.
The fans came to see Doug Flutie. They've seen him, and that man has seen more than he wanted to see of him. Bill Yeoman. Kevin Snow will attempt a conversion. 46 of 49 during the regular season. Officially, that pass play was 63 yards. It scored on one play. It took 9 seconds. It's up, and it's good.
Nice long drive on 9 seconds. Boston College has so many different types of receivers. Kelvin Martin is their speed receiver. He's their flanker. He has caught 10 touchdown passes, now 11 touchdown passes this season. Been their big play receiver. Again, it's just a go pattern. It is a mismatch there. Kelvin Martin with tremendous speed against Greg Purcell. and Martin makes a nice catch and then breaks the tackle into the end zone. But again, this is one of the things that Boston College wanted to do. They felt they could lull them into sleep with some short passes early in the game to Gerard Phelan, and then come over the top to Kelvin Martin, number 82.
And did they ever? First big play of the afternoon here, pulled off of the Boston College Eagles. We're still in the first quarter. Kelvin Martin, the man who just scored the touchdown. Snow is kicking it off for BC. Taken by Allen. This is across the 15.
Let's take another look at this. As you'll see here, Phelan and Martin split out wide to the right. And you'll see Phelan drive up the field and turn to the inside. And Purcell, 21, turns to the inside, which allows Martin to be open. Flutie puts the ball right there. Still, Purcell should have had him down at the 20-yard line to make him go the hard way, but a missed tackle made the easy score.
First and 10 at the 28-yard line. Landry with the football with the pitch now. And practically no gain. Raymond Tate got the ball.
You know, one of the things, Era, that Houston defense does not see much is a great deal of multiple formations and motions in the Southwest Conference. That's one of the things that Boston College wanted to come out here to do. Use a lot of formations, use motion. It looked like they got confused there.
Well, you know, they were in a straight zone, and they shouldn't have had a problem, yet they made a technical error in his execution.
And poor tackling as well.
Landry throwing. Incomplete. His receiver was down. Intended for Shepard. It'll be third down and 10 yards to go at the 28-yard line. Game time temperature was 32 degrees here at the Cotton Bowl in Dallas. Last couple of days, the weather's been changing every few minutes, but that's not unusual in the Southwest and in Dallas this time of year. The lights are on here, by the way, at the Cotton Bowl. Third down play coming here. Landry standing. And he's stopped. Back about the 23-yard line, and Scott Harrington got to him, one of the tri-captains.
Lindsay, I think that's one of the dangers of the veer. The quarterback is working so close to the line of scrimmage, the pass rush doesn't have to be very big, and they got to him that time, Harrington.
So now Lonnie Stokes drops back to kick it. Averaged 38.3 during the year, and Kelvin Martin is the return man, standing back around his 35-yard line. Artificial turf here, of course, at the Cotton Bowl. Doyle, and off the side of his foot. Gets a roll in his favor, however. They'll get it up near midfield. It's going to be at just about the 50-yard line. A 26-yard punt and no return. So that gives the Eagles the ball at midfield. We'd like to remind you that the NFC Championship game is Sunday on CBS Sports. The surprising Chicago Bears, led by the NFL's all-time leading rusher Walter Payton, against the San Francisco 49ers, winners of an NFL record 15 games during the regular season. Live from Candlestick Park. Coverage against at 3:30 with the NFL Today on CBS. First and 10 at the 50-yard line for the Boston College Eagles. Doug Flutie with the ball. Incomplete. We got it out there to Troy Stratford from Linden, New Jersey, but he couldn't hang on. Second down and 10 yards to go.
Troy Stratford is an excellent receiver as well as a runner. He's caught 37 passes coming out of the backfield. And actually, one of the amazing statistics, I think, is the Boston College offense, I believe, has thrown the ball to their back 72 times this year. Houston has only thrown to their backs 8 times. It's really the design of the offense, of course.
Well, Boston College really moves the football. 483 yards a game.
Second down and 10 yards to go. Left it on the ground and got 2 or 3. Not much. You want to know about Doug Flutie? He's 5'9 3/4", 176-pounder. He won the Heisman Trophy. Set the all-time major college career passing record, the all-time major college career total offense record, a consensus first-team All-American selection. UPI and Sporting News named him the Player of the Year, recipient of a National Football Foundation postgraduate scholarship, nominated by Boston College as a candidate for a Rhodes Scholarship.
That's a pretty good year.
Other than that, he wasn't very busy. Third down play. scrambling. Throws it on the run, and incomplete, says the official, as the move was made by Audrey McMillan on the football.
One of the things that's made Doug Flutie so effective this year is the ability to get out of trouble. Now, the first thing he does there is avoid a rush. Now, you're going to see a blitz by Houston, which they generally do not do much of this year. Actually, number 95, T.J. Turner, flushed him out of the pocket, but it was a poor decision by Flutie making this throw because Audrey McMillan, the free safety, number 10, he should have just thrown this ball into the dirt or out of bounds, stepped in front of it, and should have had the interception.
Pete's punt, and there will be no return. So it'll be taken over there across the sideline market. 22-yard punt and no return. It's on the 24-yard line. Houston has the football, first down, 10 yards to go. They trail by 7 points. Quarterback by Gerald Landry, who's a sophomore from Beaumont, Texas. Got rid of it that time. It was Pearson carrying, but not far.
Bill Yeoman, the coach of Houston, felt they had to score 28 points, at least 28 points to win today. And what I've seen so far today is that we've seen a lot of inside running plays. It seems to me that Houston is going to have to take advantage of the tremendous speed that they have, get the ball outside on the option play.
Second down play coming here for the Houston Cougars. Got away, and the scramble is on the 25, and I think the Eagles have it. Matt Pearson, I think.
I think Mike Ruth made the recovery, yep. Mike Ruth, what an outstanding year he has had. This has been a big match. Todd Shoppy, the center, against Mike Ruth, number 68, is tremendously strong, can bench press 500 pounds. There he just sees the ball on the ground, throws the center away, and makes the recovery. We want to wish his father, Tom, well, who's recovering in a hospital back east in Chicago. The Boston College team is all very concerned about him.
The Eagles have it at the 26-yard line of Houston now, leading by 7 points. Murphy over to the left side. Heading left behind. Down to the 21-yard line. Let's look again at the fumble.
One of the problems that Houston has had is turnovers. You see here the exchange is not clean. He hit the ball. Landry hit him a little high up around the shoulders. He never had the ball.
But the coaches of Houston felt that the reason they were here in the Cotton Bowl is they have not turned the ball over much this year.
Second down and 5 yards to go outside the 20-yard line. Boston College in possession. Delay there, and running room for Stratford. Stratford down to the 10-yard line. McMillan made the tackle. That'll be a first down and 10 yards to go. He picked up 11 on the run.
When you're a defensive lineman and you're playing against a Doug Flutie, all you're thinking about is pass, pass, pass. You want to get upfield, you want to contain him, you want to sack him. The next thing you know, the offensive team runs a draw play right by it. The defensive linemen were way out of position. They had run themselves out of position, and Troy Stratford had a lot of room to pick up the first down.
They just brought Scott Gieselman back into the ballgame at tight end. He can be dangerous down here. Leave it on the ground inside the 10-yard line. Picked up Fatus Strahan carrying. Wynn made the tackle for Houston.
This is also the area of the field that Boston College felt they could run some of their own option plays down here. They have not run many this year. They wanted to run some, and this is a very nice area of the field to do that.
Must have liked the first draw play because he repeated it.
For 2 in a row.
Second and 8 at the 8-yard line. Boston College leading by a score of 7-0. We have 3 minutes, 45 seconds left to play in the first quarter of the 49th Cotton Bowl Classic in Dallas, Texas. And it's complete. Touchdown. Taken by Stratford for the touchdown.
I'll tell you what, Lindsay, you really have to give Jack McNeil some credit. He has used formations all year long to confuse people. Again, he's done it. We've seen it twice. It's the second time we've seen him shift people around. The end result is the defense has appeared to be confused, and Doug Flutie has found the open receiver for touchdown passes.
So we'll have a conversion attempt coming now. It'll be Kevin Snow. Phelan holds for him. Good. 26 yards on 4 plays, 1 minute 49 seconds. Got the ball by a fumble recovery.
Here's the end result. Remember, they had shifted 2 or 3 times. Troy Stratford, he's number 23, is in the backfield right there on the left part of the backfield. He's going to run in the flat. There's nobody covering. The linebacker, the outside linebacker, has got to pick him up there or slow him out. Doug Flutie has an unbelievable ability to find the open receiver. He did it there, and the result is a touchdown. You know, some players have that sense of where everybody is on the field. I really believe that Doug Flutie has an intuitive feel for the game like no one I've ever seen.
Well, keep in mind that this is the leading passer in the history of college football. Over 10,000 yards. And, of course, there's a good reason for it.
Now let's go down to Pat O'Brien.
Thank you very much, Lindsay. You might hear a lot of sound from the Boston College area. They have had an airlift in here. 22,000 people came in here from Boston, the biggest airlift since World War II. Let's go back up to Lindsay.
All right, Pat. They're seeing Doug Flutie. They came to see him. He's 3 for 8, 86 yards and 2 touchdowns so far. Kicking it off now will be Kevin Snow. Allen is deep, would catch him. Taking it to the 2-yard line by Allen. Back to the 10, Allen to the 15, to the 20, 25, Allen to the 30, 35, 40, 45. Look at Allen go. He may go all the way. Allen for the touchdown for Houston. Earl Allen, 98 yards for the touchdown on the kickoff return. Todd Russell made a vain dive at the last moment, but couldn't get to him. And that gets the Cougars back into the football game. Conversion attempt coming now. It'll be Clendenin in to attempt the conversion. He's one of the finest place kickers. Led the conference, as a matter of fact, in place kicking.
Now, we talked about the tremendous speed advantage that Houston had, and you're going to see more evidence of it here. There's a little hole there, a little crease, and then he just kind of bursts through it, then he outruns people. Again, Boston College plays some teams back in the East that don't see the speed that you see in the Southwest Conference. Earl Allen outruns people. That's the difference.
And that is a new Cotton Bowl record for kickoff returns. The old mark was 61 yards. Joey Jones of Alabama against Texas in 1982.
Psychologically, this has to be a tremendous lift for the Cougars.
It's booted, and it's good. To make it 14-7. Let's look once again now. Once again at the kick.
You know, the most important thing about this run, obviously, it's a great one. There's some pretty good blocking on it. There's some excellent running, of course, by Allen, as we see here from an end zone shot. But the team down 14-0, and Flutie really putting the ball in the receiver's hands. This really will motivate the Houston Cougars. This could turn the game around. A very, very important kickoff return.
One surprising thing to me, though, is that Houston had to call a timeout before they kicked the extra point. There was some confusion there. They wasted a timeout that may cost them toward the end of the first half.
So now Clendenin will do the kicking off for the Cougars. Steve Williams and Tyrone Taylor will be deep to receive it for the Eagles. 3:14 on the clock remaining in the first quarter. Here comes Clendenin, barefooted on a cool day. And it's taken at the 17-yard line.
It's a fair catch.
It was. He called for a fair catch.
And then ran with it.
Ran with it. Penalty markers are thrown. Perfectly legal to call for a fair catch on the kickoff, but then you can't run with it. It was taken.
It looked like it was Chris Trapuka there. He did wave his arm, but he put it up in the air.
Bill Yeoman, the head coach of the Houston Cougars, there with the cap on.
Here's, look, number 3 right there is Chris Trapuka. He had waved his arm. You see the official at the top of the screen. And you're allowed to do that. You are allowed to call for the fair catch, but you're not allowed to run with it afterwards. And that's what the penalty was about.
So the ball goes back to about 14-yard line. And we aren't ready yet. Martin and Phelan a double to the right side for quarterback Doug Flutie of Boston College. Shifted into an I formation. Flutie passes it out into the flat to Stanford. But he was stopped up there about the 9-yard line by Purcell. A reminder, Saturday, many of you will see the Wolfpack of North Carolina State tangle with the Wildcats of Kentucky in NCAA basketball. Those of you out west will see a Pac-10 showdown between Oregon State and Washington. A loss of 4 on that last completed pass to make it second down. At about 19. Second and extremely long for Boston College. Bradford again. Out to the 20, 25, 30, and out of bounds. On the far side, run out of there by Thornton. 25-yard pickup on the play, on the ground.
Excuse me, Lindsey. Houston went into a 6-back defense and played man-to-man underneath, and it's vulnerable to the run, particularly the sweep. They're chasing men rather than the ball, and you see an excellent job of running. Fortunately, Randy Thomas, number 1, comes over and gets him down, but not after a first down and a pretty good game.
Gieselman moving over to tight end left. Lone set back in the formation and motion across. Flutie made the handoff, but there's a penalty marker on the play. Taken by Strahan. Holding against Boston College is the indication. Referee John McClintock. Bill Yeoman, 23 years the head coach at Houston. He was for 7 years on the staff of Duffy Daugherty at Michigan State. He was a student coach. That's how he began coaching after completing his career at Army.
Started the veer offense by accident. He was trying to block a tackle in practice and couldn't get him blocked, actually, so he said, don't block him. Next thing you know, the veer was invented, and he stuck with it for 20 years. Well, it's been a very productive afternoon so far for Doug Flutie, as most of his afternoons have been, the 2 touchdowns. And here's the shotgun formation, which they wanted to use more of today.
He's got it. Incomplete up at midfield. Phelan was the man who tried to hang on to that one. McMillan was covering defensively.
That was impressive, the way how rapidly that ball got there. Phelan just dropped the ball. Flutie had it there against the zone again.
Some have thought that perhaps Flutie was a fellow who sort of feathered the ball out there on pass plays, but believe me, he can zip it. He can turn it loose. He can get it there in a hurry.
I think people are surprised by that just because he's so small, but he does have a very strong arm.
Then they're going to get it to him on a direct snap here. He's got it. But his receiver went down. Feet went out from under him. Kelvin Martin, the man for whom it was intended.
I don't know whether that spot on the field is a little slippery because once again, Martin fell down as he turned to get the ball.
Second time he's done that.
Yes.
Right.
The same spot that Phelan slipped earlier, you're right.
Third down and 17 yards to go. Boston College leading by a score of 14-7. Martin and Phelan, the wide receivers, double to the right side. Gieselman's the tight end, moved over to the left side, a lone setback. Doug Flutie gets it completed up to the 44-yard line, where the second by Phelan.
Looks like he's short of the first down, though, Phelan is.
He does look that.
Here's another look at Gerard Phelan. Now, this is his specialty against a little in route, a 20-yard in route. Again, it's man-for-man coverage underneath by Earl Allen, number 4. Remember, he's the man that returned the kickoff. The ball is well thrown out in front of Phelan, but it came up a yard short of the first down.
Needed 17, got 16. So on fourth down, they go into punt formation. It's going to be Peach doing the punting. Lawson is back deep to field it for Houston. Fair catch signal. Catches it off his chest up at about the 25-yard line. 31-yard punt. Fair catch, no return. First down and 10 yards to go at the 25 for Houston, and 1 minute 5 seconds remaining to be played in the first quarter of this game. Phil Yeoman, by the way, has agreed to wear a microphone for us today, and so has Jack Bicknell. So from time to time, you might be hearing from the coaches on the field. We just want to let you know that. Landry still got the ball. Now the pitch.
Boy, it went right off his hands, right off his... He tried to pitch it at Tate. It went right off him into Thurman's hands.
Did that. Tony Thurman. Now a few tempers are flaring, and there's a penalty marker down. Boy.
This has really been the concern of the turnover by Houston.
So the officials talked this one over.
Now, before they give us a decision, that play was Tate's fault, really, because he should keep a distance away from Landry. That's the whole principle of it. But he came very close to him.
He indicates face mask.
You'll watch here, Landry elects to keep the football. He fakes the ball to Pierce and comes on down the line by. Watch how Tate comes to him, and he goes to deal the ball off. Tate should have stayed to the outside. Still, it was a tough decision, and it's also one of the vulnerable problems of the veer, because you're working so close to the line of scrimmage and you're also playing with the football.
Boy, they're such a young team. There's 45 freshmen on this Houston team. They've made mistakes all season long. I thought that Landry really shouldn't have pitched that ball there. Coach Yeoman thinks, oh, they're a year ahead of schedule because they are so young.
They really are a young football team.
In any case, the ball is at the 15-yard line of Houston in Boston possession now. 53 seconds remaining in the quarter. And there's a whistle. And a timeout. Houston taking their second timeout, right?
That's right. It really surprises me.
Jack Bicknell.
Okay, you all set now? Scramble the middleman left. Let's get it.
Let's pick up Jack Bicknell, see what he's saying, if we can.
Well, I think he's turned over his offense to somebody else. Well, Barry Gallup is his offensive coordinator.
I think the play's already in.
Yeah. Well, let's see if we have anything on the other side of the field. What does Phil Yeoman have to say?
Go ahead and look at the person to catch it. Who? James? Yes.
As long as he can stand, who do you have after him? Well, we had McMillan doing it before. All right, he'll just have to do it.
They don't talk much, these coaches, I guess, Linz?
Officially, that last turnover, we are told, was ruled an interception. So that is how the ball changed hands there. First down and 10 yards to go at the 15-yard line. Darryl Purdy's in the ballgame now. Doug Purdy hit just as he turned it loose. Incompleted pass, says the referee. Purcell hit him just as he was turning it loose.
Well, this is one thing that Doug Flutie has not seen much of this year. He has not gotten sacked much and really hasn't had much pressure on him. But you see what the nice thing that Houston is doing is keeping Doug Flutie in the pocket. Good outside pressure. There is nowhere for him to go except up into the middle of the line. That's good defense.
That's also the worst kind of a sack when you don't see him coming and from the back. Fortunately, he was not injured.
Second down, 10 yards to go at the 15-yard line. Running backs are evened up. The tight end moves over left. Doug Flutie has the football. Incomplete. Try to get it to Stratford. Covering with Thornton.
Watch here as Houston tries to blitz Flutie, but one of the things that they're doing extremely well, watch the contain. Some of the teams that did not do this that played Flutie. We're looking at the secondary right here, but the key thing in this, it's forced. Flutie is forced to throw the ball over the receiver's heads. He was open because the contain kept him in the pocket and kept him deep.
Darren Flutie's in the ball game again. He is the freshman brother of Doug Flutie. And the pass is incomplete. Down about the 2-yard line. Trying to get it to Gieselman. He's tied in. That'll bring up a 4th down.
Houston's doing a very nice job of defense. They're keeping Flutie in the pocket. They're putting pressure on him, and they're also holding up receivers. Here, Scott Gieselman, the tight end, gets off, though. The Houston coaches have felt that he has pushed off defenders to get open. That ball was thrown behind Gieselman, though, because there was excellent pressure on Flutie by the front 5.
We'll have a field goal attempt here from the hash mark left. Kevin Snow. 31-yard attempt. Phelan holding point. Phelan puts it down, and it's footed up 31 yards, and good. 3 more points for Boston College. They lead it 17-7. Two fine schools represented here today, Boston College and the University of Houston. So now at this moment, let's take a look at these two campuses.
Boston College, set in one of the world's most vibrant cities, a distinguished university in the unique Jesuit tradition. Boston College, offering talented students the most exciting educational experience for a rapidly changing world. Boston College, a proud tradition, a challenging present, a rewarding future.
BC will kick it off now, and Kevin Snow will boot it. Allen and Ketchum are deep. Fielded at the 4-yard line by Ketchum. Ketchum back to the 20. And then pushed back from there to the 18-yard line. That's where they'll start. Let's go down now to Pat O'Brien.
Thank you, Lindsey. I've been talking to players on both sides of the field. They've really had to concentrate on their footing. It doesn't look as slippery or wet as it really is. They say that the water is deep down, and if you're wearing tennis shoes, which most of them are, it's almost impossible to get their footing. So they're concentrating on that. Let's go back upstairs.
All right, Pat O'Brien, first down, 10 yards to go for the Houston Cougars at the 18.
You know, if that's the case, too, I really believe it's an advantage to the Boston College receivers because obviously they know where they're going and it makes it more difficult to react defensively.
Sloan Hood is in there with Raymond Tate now. Taken by Sloan Hood up to the 22-yard line.
Well, these coaches are high on Sloan Hood. He is only a freshman, but they seem to think that he may be the best back they've ever had. He's really come on.
6 seconds remaining in the quarter, and it's winding down now to 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. And that is the end of the first quarter. So at the end of one here at the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, it is the Eagles 17 and the Cougars 7. It's the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, Texas. Lindsey Nelson with Pat Hayden, Ara Parseghi, and then Pat O'Brien. Houston with an incompleted pass. Intended for Giddings, thrown by Landry.
Take a look at the first quarter stats. The real key there is the turnovers. Of course, Houston had 2 of those. 10 points have been the result of those turnovers. And total yards as well. Houston has only had 33. And look at the time of possession. They've both had it to 7:30, but Houston has not done much with the ball.
Landry in the air is 0 for 5 and 1 interception. Corner's turn this time up to the 30 and across the 35-yard line. It was Ferreira who bounced him out.
Well, Bill Yeoman says Gerald Landry can really run. Again, you're going to see some more evidence of that. The impromptu play. Now, he's trying to get the ball to his tight end, Hilton, who has been their big play receiver, but he's flushed out of the pocket by Harrington, number 52, and breaks containment there. Gets to the outside, picks up a big play. Now, he's going to have to do some more of this because their offense just does not seem to have much rhythm today. So it's going to have to be some scrambling plays and then find a big play receiver downfield.
He's carried 7 times for 39. He got 16 on that last play. Handed that one off, and they got a little running room up the middle that time with Sloan Hood carrying it across the 45-yard line. Let's try to listen in on Bill Yeoman once again.
Give me a 44 trap. L-flex 44 trap.
L-flex 44 trap's what we got coming.
Well, son, you're going to have to get out of the way so I can see.
Looks like that ball's going right up the middle.
Well, they felt they could trap Boston College because their linebackers play so deep.
Second down and 2 yards to go. They got it to the 45-yard line. Carried by Raymond Tate. Dave Thomas made the tackle.
You'll watch here. This is Tate, number 33, with a reverse pivot on Landry, and the backside guard pulls. They get a beautiful opening right here. They trap number 52, Scott Harrington. And this is, they're starting to show a little bit of offense now, starting to move the football.
Bernard Giddings brought in the next play. Landry keeps it, dives to the 40-yard line. Romanowski made the tackle. Just inside the 40. Second down and 5 yards to go now.
You mentioned Raymond Tate. We've seen him carry the ball a few times today. Coach Yeoman said he misjudged him early in the year. He feels that he needs to get the ball in his hands 30 times before he really begins to become effective.
Hood is back in there for the moment now. Landry with the ball rolling left, looking and throwing. Short half it to Ketchum.
One more time we saw a receiver slip, though. There, Anthony Ketchum was open.
Let's listen to Yeoman.
Middle's open. All right, give me a L-flex 337 bootleg. Oh, wait.
337 bootleg.
There, it's on you again.
Well, it looks like a misdirection from what I can tell. He'll fake the ball and come away from the flow. But he's got a bootleg on because the receiver was open last time, but Ketchum slipped again.
Yeah, Giddings said he was open, number 17.
3rd and 5.
Giddings was right. He was open.
He was open. He couldn't hang on.
This is a play they ran a little bit earlier, and it's actually the second time number 17, Bernard Giddings, has been open right there in the middle. The linebackers had gone with the boot action, the fake. They've been following Landry, the quarterback. He was wide open. The ball just thrown away from him. Again, he couldn't keep his feet underneath him, but the ball should have been better thrown for Giddings to catch.
Yeah, it was thrown behind him.
4th down and 5 yards to go, and coming in to do the kicking, Lonnie Stokes.
Well, that's tough to have a guy wide open for a first down, though. Now you have to punt the ball to Flutie.
Be no return. On the 1-yard line, it was touched there. And that was Shepard who was downfield. 38-yard punt with no return. It'll be spotted down around the 1 to 2 yard line. Boston College has the ball on their own, too. Ara Parsegian, what happens now?
Under normal conditions, you would think they really got him pinned back. When Flutie's in the game, there's no such thing as field position. You can take it 100 or you can take it 5. It doesn't make any difference.
Here they come. Flutie brings them up at the 2-yard line. The Eagles are leading 17-7. Flutie from the end zone. A long way.
Oh, man,
almost to Kelvin Martin.
Well, I want to tell you, Kelvin Martin did an outstanding job there of just breaking up an interception. And that ball really should have been intercepted by number 36, Bowden. Martin is the man in the slot. He's number 82. He's going to break outside. It's the same pass he caught earlier in the game for the touchdown, remember? This time the ball is thrown inside, poorly thrown. Bowden, number 36, is going to make the interception, but Martin breaks it up and really makes an outstanding offensive play.
The ball was thrown 45 yards in the air against the wind. Second down and 10 at the 2-yard line. Lots of motion. And it was off this time, but to Strahan. Strahan out to the 10-yard line. Wynn made the tackle.
It's kind of an interesting call. Boston College is moving people around and shifting people, and then you see the Houston Cougars trying to adjust and call audibles, and next thing you know, while they're calling audibles, they're sneaking Steve Strahan right behind him on a trap play. A nice call. Picked up all 7 yards.
This is a big play, I think, for Houston. If they can hold here, they'll force Boston College to kick into the wind and could get the first time get good field position. Third down and 2 yards to go at the 10. Giaquinto's in the ball game. Got the first down. Out to the 15-yard line with Phelan.
You don't see too many split ends carrying the ball, but actually that's Gerard Phelan's 8th carry this year. He's in, again, a wing position here. A 3rd and 3 call. It's a very interesting call when you have Doug Flutie behind the controls, but it's a trap play. We saw Houston run some traps earlier. A big hole and a nice block there made by Mark Bardwell, the left guard, that allowed Phelan to pick up the first down. Good call.
Out at the 15-yard line, they have the first. Darren Flutie's in the ball game now. Freshman younger brother of Doug. Gave it off. Running room across the 20, 25, 26, and Stratford's out there at the 26-yard line before he's stopped by Greg Purcell. 11-yard pickup. He's carried 4 times for 50 yards.
Take an end zone shot of it. You'll see Troy Stratford right here get the football. A little sprint draw. You can still see that field is pretty slippery, although Stratford is doing a nice job of running.
First and 10 at the 26-yard line. Strahan to the 30-yard line.
Looks like Flutie may be setting up a pass. He's run the ball 2 or 3 times in a row.
You don't see that. I think that's happened once this year. We've run 3 plays in a row.
That's right.
It's 2nd and 6 at the 29. We're in the second quarter, the Cotton Bowl Classic in Dallas, Texas. Flutie pumped it. Incomplete. Out at the 35-yard line. Gieselman, the tight end, the man for whom it was intended. Thornton was covering.
The success that Houston has had defense thus far has been when they have put pressure on Flutie, when they've actually blitzed him. When they've laid back and played basic zone coverage, Flutie really has had the time and found open receivers. Again, that remarkable presence, his ability to find those people.
Let's see whether they go after him on this 3rd down situation.
Flutie is 5 for 17, 98 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's had a number of them drop.
And it looks like they're going to blitz.
3rd and 7. Flutie.
Oh, man.
And complete to Phelan at the 45, and Phelan is out of bounds at the 47, 48-yard line.
Boy, nobody was around Gerard Phelan there. Again, the confusion in the formation. Somebody slipped here in the defensive backfield. He's got a big cushion there. Number 20, nobody around him. Again, Flutie finds a way to find the open receiver.
Now, what happened on that play is the defender slipped and fell. Here he comes back into the picture here. I couldn't tell who that was, but he slipped and fell. He was 8-10 yards away from him.
Well, we talked about the advantage the receiver has on a slippery field. The defender is very difficult to react.
Actually, Phelan fumbled the ball after catching it, but he fumbled it out of bounds and had last possession. So it is retained by Boston College in advance of the 47-yard line. Give it to the tailback this time, and he goes nowhere. Stratford carrying. Lost a foot or 2 on that one. It'll be 2nd down coming. C.J. Turner came in to make the tackle.
I thought Kevin Alexander, the outside linebacker that time, did an excellent job. I think Houston's playing a pretty good defensive team. They are playing a pretty good defensive game. You know, you got to keep in mind that they're going against the leading scoring team in the nation and the number 2 offensive team in the country.
Second down, 11 yards to go at their own 46. The Boston College Eagles with the football. Up out to the right side. Phelan has the football, but he stopped at about the 47-yard line, got about a yard on the play.
Well, one more time, he did slip. You know, you said something very interesting to me about AstroTurf, which I had never heard about it. When it gets rained on, it gets matted, and if it goes in one direction, and if you run in that direction, you slip and slide an awful lot.
That's interesting for one reason or another, and I don't know exactly why it is. All the mat on the turf works to the east. And if you're running down grain, it's very difficult to get any traction. And we've seen a lot of slipping on this field.
3rd and 10 at the 47-yard line. Bradford in motion across. Now step by Flutie, and Doug Flutie gets inside the 40-yard line to the 39. 14 yards.
Another very nice call by Boston College. You see Jack Bicknell, he knows what was right because it was the right audible. There was man-for-man coverage on the receivers. You see the linebackers running out to cover the backs. He audible to a quarterback draw, which is the perfect call against this kind of defense. Again, Flutie makes the right call and picks up the first down.
All the eligible receivers are covered man for man except the quarterback, and they expect him to throw the ball, and he winds up as a runner. An excellent call.
See Bicknell there.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line of Houston. Boston College in possession. Flutie. Steps up close to Stratford at the 35-yard line. Purcell made the tackle. Picked up 4 on the play, 2nd and 6.
We talked a little earlier about how Boston College spreads the ball around, and that does make them very difficult to defend. And that's why I think you're best off playing them basically defense and in zones and making them go the long distance. But they throw the ball around to their tight end, to their backs, and of course to the wide receivers, Phelan and Martin.
2nd down, 6 yards to go here. Flutie. Phelan complete. Inside the 25-yard line. Harper made the tackle along with Bowden.
Another big cushion here for Gerard Phelan. Now, Houston, I believe, is going to have to play a little bit tighter on Phelan. He does not have tremendous speed, but they're giving him a little bit too big of a cushion. Dwayne Bowden there, right there, not really there to make the play. Another first down for Phelan. That is a little bit too easy.
Picked up 10 yards on the play. He has caught 5 for 61 yards, has Phelan. 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line of Houston. Pitch. Bradford. And there's the ball loose. Still loose.
Houston's got it.
They have right down there, inches from the goal line, I think. Purcell's on the ball. Purcell's on the ball, just inches from the goal line. Houston will take it 1st and 10.
Troy Stratford just dropped this ball. He had a big gaping hole that he was running through. It's another sprint draw. After he catches the pitch, he cuts back, which is a nice cut, particularly on this field. It's Fletcher, number 19, knocked the ball loose, actually. And there's number 4 who misses it first, and Purcell, number 21. Now, he may have been in the end zone. The referee says it's on the 1-yard line. And that's a bad break for Houston.
That really is. I thought the ball was in the end zone because I didn't think he had possession at the 1.
7 minutes, 20 seconds remaining to be played in the first half. A 49th Cotton Bowl Classic in Dallas, Texas. Landry throwing and taken and dropped out there at the 20-yard line. Shepard is the man who has it for a moment, but they're now saying incomplete. He was hit immediately by Pereira. So they simply say nobody had possession. An incompleted pass brings the ball back to the 1-yard line. Bill Yeoman's not sure about that.
Bill Yeoman's obviously not happy about it. A very nice call here. Again, backed up, trying to get the ball to a tall receiver. He's 6'3". Again, the ball is popped that should be a fumble there. It looked like he had possession of it and then fumbled the ball and recovered. And that's what Yeoman's upset about.
Well, he made a clean catch on it. No question in my mind.
Bernard Gettings is right in the next play. On a draw, out of the end zone, out to the 4-yard line. With Tate carrying on the play. Let's go down and see what Bill Yeoman has to say.
Oh, yeah, roll at 9.
Yeah, they play
left, roll at 9. Left, roll at 9.
Left, roll at 9. It may be some sort of rollout pass. That's Texas talk. I'm from Los Angeles. I'm not sure.
I didn't hear it. Left, roll at what?
Roll at 9.
That's probably what it is, a rollout.
3rd down and 6 yards to go. There's the rollout. Landed with the ball. He still got it. And he got it out across the 10-yard line. Close to the 1st down. Might be a shade short. Holy made the tackle. We're going to take a look at this one. The officials are going to bring out the chain and measure for the possible 1st down. Short. 4th down coming up. Punting in, it comes onto the field.
Well, this is a situation in the field where the Houston punter really does not like to be in. Lonnie Stokes, actually, the coach has said he's their biggest fan of the offense. He likes to see them make 1st downs.
One of the previous punts, Boston College put a lot of pressure on, but it looks like they were deployed for a return.
Kelvin Martin's back at his own 45. Fair catch signal goes up, and he makes it. So they will start 1st and 10 at about the 47-yard line. 43-yard punt, no return. Boston College leads Houston by a score of 17-7. 6 minutes, 19 seconds remaining to be played in the 1st half here. Boston College in possession. 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line, their own 47. Flutie handed it off, taken by Stratford. He got through past the 45 to perhaps the 44-yard line before Thornton made the tackle. Very close to a 1st down. He's carried 7 times for 80 yards so far. Stratford.
One of the difficult things about playing this Boston College team is you're so concerned about Flutie. Really, sometimes you forget how good that offensive line is. They're very good drive blockers, and Troy Stratford has had a very big year running the football as well.
Motion across, and the pick. Stratford again. Stratford drops the ball, but did he have last possession? He'd gone out of bounds at the 23-yard line. He had last possession, so that'll give it to Boston College. Randy Thornton made the tackle.
Well, that's twice now that Stratford's had a tough time holding on to the football. But the thing I like about Stratford here is his vision. Watch him cut back. He picks up a beautiful block there by Bardwell and Trapillo. Then has the eyes to cut back. Again, the defender from behind knocks the ball loose, but it did go out of bounds. They're so concerned about the pass. They're playing soft there in the corner, but those 2 big offensive linemen, Bardwell and Regent on the left side, came around and gave him a big hole for him to cut back.
22-yard pickup on the play. He's carried 8 times for 102 yards. Trahan.
Well, you really have to like the play selection here by Boston College. We've seen some cutbacks. We've seen some pitch plays. We've, of course, seen Flutie deliver the ball to everybody, his tight ends and wide receivers. Then they come back and run a trap to Strahan. It's a very difficult offense to defend.
Particularly when you're putting so many multiple formations and causing confusion on the defense.
They don't see that much down there. The Houston team don't see that much from the Southwest Conference.
The Eagles are driving 2nd down and 3 yards to go at the Houston 15-yard line. They're on the ground again. Trahan. Couldn't turn a corner because Thornton wouldn't let him. Goes out of bounds at the 13-yard line.
This is an area of the field where the Houston defense actually has played very well this year. Their pass defense has actually been awful good coming in today's game. They've only given up had given up 8 touchdown passes all season now. And Doug Flutie, of course, has thrown for 2 thus far.
Got to measure for the possible first down here and bring the chain all the way across. As we saw Jack Bicknell along the sideline.
Cowboy Jack, you know, he was looking for horses this week, Lindsey. He's a big horseman.
He is that, and he's also a big country music fan, Western country music fan.
We all went to see Willie Nelson the other night. He loved it.
That all goes together, doesn't it?
You're right.
Coming up at halftime, we invite you to stay with us now because on my honor, a year-end review of college football I think you'll enjoy, and we'll have a little word about the Chevrolet Players of the Year as well, and visit with them. And our first half highlights as well. And the score here is Boston College 17 and the Houston Cougars 7 with 4:44 remaining in the first half of the Cotton Bowl game. All right, here we go. Third down, a yard to go at the 23-yard line. And the pass play and touchdown. Phelan. Flutie to Phelan, touchdown. I've heard that before somewhere.
You're right. This is a sensational call on 3rd and 1. And not bad defense either.
Conversion attempt coming. Kevin Snow is in to attempt it. Phelan holds for him. Phelan puts it down. Snow boots it up, and it's good.
Again, this is a sensational call, and it's, again, the reason that Boston College is so difficult to defend. Gerard Phelan, it's 3rd and 1 now. He's got inside position, the defensive back does. He should never let Phelan get to the inside like that. That is exactly why he was lined up. That's Purcell has got to take away the inside play. One more look. Here's a fake Strawn over the top. The result, Phelan's in the end zone for 6 more points.
5 plays, 47 yards, 141 it took. Flutie with a 13-yard pass to his roommate Phelan. On the kickoff, and it's fielded at the 25-yard line. Returned to the 30 to the 35-yard line. Returned by Tuggle.
Let's take another look at this touchdown. You'll see here, Purcell should be funneling to the outside. He has no help on the inside. And you've got to make the quarterback throw the long pass over the shoulder. This way, there's no help on the inside. Purcell had no chance.
You're right. It's a more difficult throw to the outside over the top.
Trailing 24-7 now. The Houston Cougars have the ball first and 10 at their own 35. Andy, the quarterback. Penalty marker was thrown by linesman. Hood carried the ball.
You know, we still really have not seen Gerald Landry get down the line of scrimmage in a nice relationship, an option relationship with a back trailing him where he can really deal in the secondary.
I think one of the interesting things that Boston College did for the preparation of this game, because the defense must be disciplined to take the proper guys, is they used no ball when they were working out. They just made every guy go to their responsibility, and it appears that they've done a pretty good job with it.
On the defense, it is still first down.
Offside, that's 5 yards, makes it 1st and 5.
There's 4:28 left here in the first half. Houston only has 1 timeout, too. They wasted those 2 early in the first quarter.
Keep in mind also that Houston has an awful lot of speed, and if they can just break one, they'll go all the way.
Giddings Shepard, the wide receivers. Now Landry throwing, and it's picked up, intercepted on the deflection by Russell, and he gets back across the 40-yard line to the 39. Off the fingertips of Giddings, Russell intercepted.
More appropriately off Giddings' back. I think the ball rested on Giddings' back, and Russell just picked it off.
That's exactly what happened.
You're going to see Giddings, he's at the top of the screen. It's a slant pattern. Again, he is open. The ball is out in front of him. And then number 45, Russell, it bounces right off Giddings' back. Russell's there to pick it up. That's just more bad luck for this University of Houston team.
Third turnover, second interception. Boston College with the ball first and 10 to 39. 4 minutes, 1 second remaining to be played in the half. There's the pitch. Taken by Bell. Bell got it inside the 40-yard line. Well, there was some concern around town among media representatives and others that perhaps Flutie, who had been interviewed by every man and boy within reach, might be suffering a little burnout before this ball game or during the ball game. I would say that I haven't seen any evidence of burnout so far.
He put that to rest, didn't he? What's even more remarkable then, because he really has an extraordinary schedule since the Miami game.
Second down and 9 yards to go. Flutie. Kelvin Martin, the man for whom it was intended.
It's a penalty on the field. Penalty flag, I should say.
Looks like the holding area.
It is. You got it. Against BC.
It really is important for Houston's defense to keep Boston College off the scoreboard before the first half. Again, you've mentioned with the speed. They do have the speed. It gives them an opportunity to get back in the ball game if they don't allow the Boston to score again.
You know, Pat, even with penalties like this, you don't feel comfortable with a guy like Flutie in that. He can make up yardage so quickly.
Split. What? Gun, Twins left split. Gun, Twins left split. Gun, Twins left split.
Looks like a whirlybird there, doesn't he? He sends into formations, Jackson.
Second and 19. Out of the shotgun, Flutie. And complete. Inside the 30-yard line at the 27.
You were right about the penalty.
Phelan.
You're never really safe when you're playing against Doug Flutie. You were right here. After the penalty, Doug just finds again one more time an open receiver. The shotgun formation gives him a little bit more time to do that on a long situation. Phelan finds that dead spot right there in the middle.
He does throw through between people, I should say. He doesn't worry about the height. It's just bang.
20-yard pickup. Phelan's caught 7 for 94 yards and 1 touchdown. Gerard Phelan. 2:51 left in the half. Gieselman back to tight end right. Flutie with the football and directs a little traffic. It's incomplete. Let's listen to Jack Bicknell.
Jack is actually signaling in. He's not saying much.
Not saying much.
Right. Outside. Where did he throw the ball, Barry?
Where did he throw the ball, Barry? Okay.
He does signal the formations, and the other guy calls the plays.
His offensive coordinator calls the play.
Flutie has already tied the Cotton Bowl record with 3 touchdown passes here, and we're still in the first half. Ernie Lane of Rice against Colorado in 1958 had that one. Flutie calls timeout. So Flutie calls timeout and goes to the sideline. The clock says 2:37 remaining in the half. Doug Flutie called timeout because the 25-second clock had run down to what, Pat?
1 second.
1 second, so he called time to keep taking the penalty. It'll be second down and 10 yards to go at the 27. 2:37 remaining in the half. Boston College 24 and Houston 7. Give it up. Strahan. But the Houston defense stopped him at the 29-yard line. Gilmore on the tackle.
Another big play here for the Houston defense. It's 3rd and 12 here with 2:21 left in the first half. Important here to come up with a big defensive play, a sack, an interception, something that's going to keep Boston College from scoring before the end of the first half.
This is not the first time that Boston College has played in the Cotton Bowl. They played here in 1940, and they lost 6-3 to a Clemson team coached by Jess Neely. Their coach was a 28-year-old young fellow named Frank Leahy. Flutie to the 20, to the 25, to the 10, to the 5, and out of bounds at the 2-yard line. The Heisman Trophy winner ran it out on the 2, 1:45 left in the half. 27 yards. Second time he scored for a total of 41 yards.
You know, Doug Flutie has come up with so many big plays over the course of the past 4 years. College football is really going to miss this young man, but he's going to pick up a great block by his receiver, Sean Dombrowski, number 44, comes into your screen right there and took out 2 defenders, and Flutie uses some skill to get down to the 2-yard line. We are going to miss him in college football.
What a sensational player he is.
Out of the full house. A dive and a touchdown. Strahan. Conversion attempt coming now. Kevin Snow will attempt it. Phelan will hold. Up and good to make it 31-7.
Another look at Steve Strahan. Remember this drive, this touchdown here by Strahan was set up by a couple of big plays by Doug Flutie. We saw a couple of scrambles and the big scramble down to the 2-yard line. But again, this is a new formation, another formation that they've seen. 3 men in the backfield. Strahan over the right side over Trapillo and McDonald.
There has been a new contract signed between CBS and the Cotton Bowl, and one of the great men in the history of not only the Cotton Bowl but college football and athletics in general, Phil Scoville, had some words about that, and so let's see what he has to say.
I'm pleased to announce that the Cotton Bowl Athletic Association has signed a new 5-year contract with CBS Sports. We've enjoyed this relationship for the last 25 years, and we're looking forward to the next 5. Neil, thank you, neighbor. We've enjoyed it. You're great folks. Peter?
Phil, thank you very much. You know how we feel about you. As far as we're concerned, there are no finer people in sports than the Cotton Bowl people, and this is really one of the great games on New Year's Day.
Peter,
we're delighted.
Thank you, Peter. It's a two-way road.
Jimmy, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I've been around here about 25 years, and I'd like to say there are a lot of great folks on both sides of that contract. We'll have a kickoff now from the 40-yard line. Kevin Snow will boot it. And it's fielded again by an up man at the 25-yard line and return across the 30. It's Tuggle. That's the second one he's returned today. At the 36-yard line, it's 1st and 10.
Again, with 1:35 left here in the first half, again, tremendous speed by Houston. It's important for them to at least get themselves in a position to put something on the board here. They've got an excellent field goal kicker in Mike Clendena, who's had an outstanding year. They need to get 3 or 7 here before the end of the first half.
Darrell Landry, the quarterback. Going long on the right sideline and incomplete. Shepard was the intended receiver. 2nd and 10 at the 36. Landry is 0 for 10 and 2 interceptions.
But you know what? This may sound ridiculous, but he is a streak thrower. He's on a bad streak right now. But against the University of Texas, for example, he was only 4 of 17, but 2 of those passes were for very long touchdowns.
Who would know better about bad streaks?
Thank you, Coach. I appreciate that. I had a few bad ones against you, didn't I?
Oh, yeah. By the way, how'd that game come out there on the West Coast?
I didn't watch much of it.
That's an SC quarterback talking to a Notre Dame coach, for those of you who are not sure of that. Kept by the quarterback, Landry, and he moved it up to the 42-yard line. Tackle made by Harrington. .111 on the clock remaining in the first half. And timeout is taken by Boston College.
They feel perhaps they can hold Houston, maybe block a punt or force a punt, give Flutie another chance before halftime.
You know, Boston College has been so happy to be here. They've had a great year, and they've enjoyed being in a bowl game on New Year's Day. First time since 1943 they've been in a big one on New Year's Day. They haven't given much thought, I think, to the fact that they are ranked among the top 10 teams in the nation, and a big win here today would doubtless move them up in the final ranking.
Very good point, Lindsey, and I'm sure that's going to occur based on their first half performance.
Well, you know, it's amazing that the quality of athletes Boston College has been able to recruit since Bicknell and Flutie have been there. Bicknell has said that the athletes they have there now are much better than when Flutie came in. So he's had a tremendous effect, Jack Bicknell, as well as all the publicity that Flutie has had.
You know, the coaches have different personalities, as all individuals have different personalities. Bicknell is a fellow who seems to enjoy what he does. He enjoys being out there, enjoys the practice section. He gets a lot of fun out of it. I think everybody around him does.
You're right.
And Hilton is down there inside the 25-yard line.
Well, this is the play I've been waiting to see all day long. This is what they wanted to do. This is their big play receiver, their tight end, Carl Hilton, a big target. He has outrun many defensive backs during the course of this year on big plays such as this. The fake in the line. He gets into a little crease there behind the linebackers and then cuts across the grain. Now, the Boston College defense ran them down here. Number 95 actually did. Gorecki, an outside linebacker, ran him down.
32 yards and Landry's first completion of the day. His second completion of the day right there at the 17-yard line. Taken by Shepard. Penalty marker on the play. Ineligible receiver downfield against Houston.
You know, remember at the beginning of the game, I had mentioned Houston wasted a couple of timeouts, one on the extra point. Now there's only 50 seconds left in the half, and they only have one timeout remaining.
Penalties marked off now against the Cougars. Ineligible receiver downfield. That is also a loss of down. We invite you again to stay with us during halftime. On my honor, a year-end review, and you see a lot of great football plays that occurred during the season on that one. The Chevrolet Players of the Year you'll see in the awards. And you can guess who the Offensive Player of the Year is. And we'll have first half highlights of this game as well, in which you'll see, I think, that same fella.
Reasonably good chance, yeah.
Landry again. Down to the 25-yard line. And Holly made the tackle. A penalty marker on the play.
Personal foul penalty there against Landry. It's a break for Houston.
Personal foul. Late hit.
Houston needs to get this ball into the end zone to make it a game again.
We're going to take a look at the late hit at the top of the screen on Gerald Landry, number 3. He is down here, and there is a dangerous hit. He's using his helmet to come in on Landry's back, and the official's right there to make the call, and it was a good call. It's number 36, Peter Holy, has him right there, and then a hit's going to come in right there, the spearing call.
Good call, absolutely.
Well, he can do some damage with that helmet.
First and 10 outside the 12-yard line for the Cougars. Landry down at the 15, and with him is big Mike Ruth. Timeout Houston now, and Bill Yeoman along the sideline.
The last time out.
All right, what about your T-flat? Is that thing open for you?
It could, yo.
Huh?
Because he hit the safety stallion right
All
there.
right, we got it.
Quick pulse would probably be a good call.
You want to do it off of 312?
Well, we can do that.
All right.
They're going to flow into it.
I understand, Elmer.
Okay.
No, huh? No, you. I tell you, the only problem now.
So, as they discuss it, it'll be put in play at the 15-yard line.
Well, with 29 seconds, they're going to have to do something that either gets the ball into the end zone or out of bounds.
Yeoman was not showing much of the great sense of humor he has along the sideline there. He has a great one.
Well, he's down 31-7.
Yeah, what do you think I'd feel like?
He said in these years with Duffy, Duffy's favorite statement was, the alumni are with you, win or tie. In the end zone, touchdown! Touchdown! It was taken by Shepard. So whatever they talked over worked out. Conversion attempt coming now for the Houston Cougars. Clendenin will kick it. McMillan will hold for him. And it's good.
Gerald Landry, the quarterback, is not a high percentage thrower, but he is a streak thrower. We talked about his big game against Texas, and he's come on here in the late in the second half. Off a play-action fake, he gets number 29, Larry Shepard, his flanker. Again, the play-action fake had held those linebackers, and the free safety, Thurman, is there too late. Another look at number 29, Shepard, a big, tall guy. He is 6'3", again, tremendous speed on the outside for Houston. The free safety should have been there, but the play-action fake held him. He was way late.
You'll see here as the defense is split, they make a good fake to the inside. Shepard will come down. The strong safety Pereira jumps on the end, breaking to the outside. Shepard's wide open. He splits the safety man and the left cornerback.
They move 64 yards in 7 plays, consuming 1 minute 19 seconds. Clock says 22 seconds remaining to be played in the first half. It is now Boston College 31, Houston 14. A Cotton Bowl Classic.
And Lindsay, there's 22 seconds on the clock. The last time Flutie had it, he had 26 seconds and got in the end zone.
You know what? He has done that play twice. Not only against Miami, he had that play against Temple at the end of the first half as well.
Houston will kick it off now. Clendon will put it up. The barefoot boy, and it's up. Taking just about the goal line. And returned out across the 15-yard line. Taylor carrying. We'd like to remind you that the NFC Championship game is Sunday on CBS Sports. The surprising Chicago Bears, led by the NFL's all-time leading rusher Walter Payton, against the San Francisco 49ers, winners of an NFL record 15 games during the regular season. That'll be live from Candlestick Park. Coverage begins at 3:30 with the NFL Today, and that's on CBS.
Bears have a little bit of a pass rush, don't they, Ira?
Boy, do they. I bet you looked at that game and said, I'm glad.
I'm happy I'm here at the Cotton Bowl. Yeah.
You want to call Joe Theismann?
First and 10 at the 16-yard line. In set time remaining on the clock. Move it up with Bradford carrying. And
he's just waiting for 6 seconds, then he's going to let it loose.
That's all. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. And at the end of the first half, the score is Boston College.
Records for passing and for total offense. Needless to say, he is a consensus first-team All-American selection.
Doug, you had a sensational season, and beyond that, a spectacular career at Boston College, and you put some real excitement in football. And your leadership, your sense of team play, and your great performances game after game not only inspired your teammates, but thrilled all of us as fans as well. And it's a very special privilege to present you this trophy as the most valuable offensive player of the 1984 college season. Congratulations, Doug.
Thank you very much. And on behalf of my teammates and myself, I accept this award because it is always a team effort. And I think they've had more to do with it than any other people in the country. And I'd like to thank Chevrolet and CBS, and it is a great honor for me.
All right, congratulations, Doug. And now Tom and Doug.
I think your training and guidance and a sense of discipline and inspiration you gave your team led to a long-remembered season, but beyond that, values which should stand those players in good stead for a number of years. And it's a very special honor for me to be able to present this trophy to you as Coach of the Year in 1984, and to present to the Boston College General Scholarship Fund a check for $2,500 in your honor. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. This is just a tremendous honor, and I'm very, very happy for our Boston College football team and our players, and my assistant coaches have done such a great job, and I'm very humbled by it. And I'd like to thank Chevrolet for everything that they've done for college football and CBS, and this is just a great honor, and I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Coach, let me add my congratulations as well. And Tom, thank you.
17 points have come off of turnovers there, which is the big thing. The total yards, the passing yards, we have not seen Houston pass the ball much and well until the end of the first half there, where they came up with a touchdown.
1st and 10 at the 16-yard line. Doug Flutie, the quarterback for Boston College. And he's going to run it. Flutie to the 20. Heads to the sideline and finally gets out at about the 23. Randy Thornton, the defender, freshman from New Orleans. 6-yard gain. He's carried 3 times for 47, Flutie has.
Boston College had 47 plays in the first half, 12 more than Houston. And, of course, you give Flutie that many more opportunities. You know what will happen in the second half.
You know, I don't think the Houston defense has actually played that badly. I just don't believe the Houston offense has controlled the ball very long and kept Flutie off the field.
Good point.
2nd down, 2 yards to go at the 24. It's to the tailback. Stratford.
So this defense is going to have to come up with some sort of big play. Again, there is some sort of sack, a turnover, really down in this part of the field, too. A block punt, perhaps, to really have them, for them to have an opportunity to get back in the ball game.
They're going to bring out the chain, bring it all the way across the measure for the possible first down. Close look. 1st and 10.
Bill Yeoman.
Get back.
Here, 23 years. You know, he invented that the veer, 1965. One of the few coaches that really has stuck with one offense for a long period of time.
Flutie still quarterbacking. Stratford moves to the tailback in the I formation. Look at Stratford go. Out of bounds at the 43-yard line.
You know, I have seen this Boston College team play a number of times, and they always seem to have called the right play at the right time. Here is a strong safety blitz, and this is the right call, the sprint draw right inside the strong safety blitz. Troy Stratford comes right inside, busts outside with the strong safety he had left from, and comes up with a big play.
16-yard gain. He's carried 10 times, 121 yards. He has averaged 12.1 per carry. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line. And one more time. But nowhere this time. The Houston defense is there.
I think the Houston defense needs a shot in the arm here. They need to stop Boston College and get that ball back to their offense. They've been in at halftime. Whatever adjustments they might have made would be rewarding if they could get the results of it on this drive.
2nd and 11 at the 42-yard line. Boston College with the ball in their own territory. Darren Flutie is a wide receiver to the left side. Doug is rolling left. And it's incomplete. Trying to get it to Darren, his brother.
Again, people slipping and sliding all over there. It looked like Darren did lose his footing there because he was open. You're going to see Darren as Doug gets to the outside. Now, Boston College has made the adjustment, it looks like, of getting Doug Flutie to the outside on a design play. This was not a scramble. It was a design play. You're going to see Darren, number 26, right here. The ball was actually thrown behind him. He really didn't slip. The ball it was a poor throw by Doug.
3rd down, 11 yards to go. BC's ball at their own 42. Martin is a wide receiver far to the left side for the Eagles. Stratford in motion. Well,
That is the break they needed.
All but intercepted by Randy Thornton.
Well, they forced a punt, which is also a great help to the Houston team.
Yes, but this is the kind of play the Houston defense really needed. Thornton, number one, the strong safety, the man who had blitzed a little bit earlier, is right in position. The ball is thrown up for grabs. All he has to do is look the ball in, catch it, and then he can advance the ball upfield another 15 or 20 yards.
Steve Fitch is in to do the punting now. Lawson has dropped back deep to field it for Houston. It's a big bounce at the 35, bounce around the 31. Penalty marker goes down. Penalty marker is down. 27-yard punt, no return. Ball came to rest on the 30-yard line. But what do we got? Clipping. Got a clipping penalty to be inflicted here. 31-14. The Eagles still leading.
Well, moms and dads the world around give their kids the same old sound. Got to go to school, be a big success. They wouldn't settle for anything less. Now they've learned whatever you seek, you'll help yourself to reach your peak. In the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines. Need a trade? Looking for a skill. They have hundreds to fit.
Era Persigian, of course, coached bowl teams. He brought 2 bowl teams here to the Cotton Bowl. Era, what is so different about preparing a team for a bowl game as opposed to regular season?
Well, it's very difficult, Lindsey, because there's so many social activities that you're confronted with, and it distracts from your preparation. So you learn over a period of years what to accept and what not to accept.
Well, that's the surprising thing to me, Coach, is that Boston College has had so much. They've had so much fun here. They've had so much hoopla, so much attention, and Doug Flutie has been the center of attraction. They have still been able to prepare. They have said virtually no to nothing. They've gone to every event.
Jack McNell said that he did most of his preparation when he was back in Boston. He said he wanted to get that behind him because he knew there was going to be a lot of social activity here.
2nd and 6 at the 19 for Houston. Getting it all the way out there across the 30 this time. Taken by Hilton, Carl Hilton from Landry.
This is the second time we've seen this pass, Lindsey, to Carl Hilton. And again, I believe Hilton's one of the men they're going to have to get the ball in his hands for them to get back in the situation. He is their big play tight end. This is the same play they, toward the end of the first half that they threw to him. And had it not been for a big play by Tony Thurman, number 17, the free safety, he would have been gone.
15-yard pickup on the play. Now to the 40 with Pearson carrying.
Houston's prepared a little bit differently. They were by themselves. He didn't hear much from them. They weren't in the press much. Gerald Landry, the quarterback, was the other quarterback, didn't say much. I thought they were going to come out actually and be much sharper offensively.
2nd and 4 at the 40. Pearson carrying again up to the 45. There, I asked Bear Bryant one time if he ever was able to figure out before a bowl game whether or not his team really was ready to play. Could you figure out whether your team was really ready or not?
I wish I knew. When I thought they were really ready, we'd lay an egg. When I thought they were flat, they'd go out and play.
Just what he said. Exactly. First and 10. Landry can't get away, and he's back there at the 35 in the grasp of Boza. 10-yard loss on the play.
I think we've got to take our hats off to Boston College and their defensive preparation. They've done an excellent job of containing this Houston offense, both the run and the pass.
You know, the amazing thing about this defense, actually, they are a very good defense, but you've heard so much about Phelan and Flutie and all the people on offense. People don't talk about people like Mike Ruth and Boza and Romanowski and Thurman, the All-American on defense.
Second and 19. Landry batted back, incomplete. Garecki got a hand on it.
Gerald Landry is having a rough day here. He had a terrible start. He missed his first 10 passes. He really has not run the ball yet. He is a sophomore. They say, Bill Yeoman says about him that 2 years from now or a year from now he's going to be an exceptional thrower. He is very high on this young man. It's been a learning experience for him.
Landry with the ball. Tries to keep it. Gets to the 36-yard line, and that's that. Romanowski made the tackle. Penalty marker is thrown now. A penalty marker went up into the air. Very late flag. Personal foul against Houston. That's Landry.
Some of the frustration perhaps is showing through now for the University of Houston team. It's 3rd and 19 in the call, and it wasn't much of a call, or 2nd and 19 wasn't much of a call here, nowhere to go. But it was a very late flag because there was a late hit on the play, or Landry had said something to somebody there. Landry threw the ball apparently at the Boston College defender.
So Lonnie Stokes goes into deep punt formation. Now, if you know a run back of this, they'll start 1st and 10 at the 38, 41-yard punt. We have now 10 minutes, 2 seconds remaining to be played in the 3rd quarter of this game. The Eagles are still leading 31-14, the Cotton Bowl Classic in Dallas, Texas. Boston College in possession now, 1st and 10 at their own 38-yard line. Martin and Phelan are the wide receivers. Doug Flutie, the quarterback, playing his last college football game. Long, and incomplete. Send it for Martin. Now let's go down to Pat O'Brien.
Thank you, Lindsey. It's getting very cold down here, and as you pointed out, it's windy. Doug Flutie told me and Pat Hayden to me yesterday, that he hates cold weather. He carries with him a makeshift muffler with hand warmers inside it. And you'll notice if it gets really colder, in the huddle, the teammates gather around him and try to keep him warm physically. We'll look for that later in the game. Back up to you, Lindsey.
I'm not all that crazy about cold weather myself. Gather around, fellas.
I'm from Los Angeles. What do you mean?
Flutie back again. And he completes it up to the 45. Stratford.
Number 23, Troy Stratford.
You know, we talked about how difficult Flutie is to defend. That's because he does spread the ball around. Running back, he's got Stratford has 4, and Phelan has 7, Martin has 1. I think Gieselman has been thrown to a couple times. He's the tight end, although he has not caught any. During the course of the year, Flutie has thrown to 14 different receivers.
3rd down and 3 yards to go at the 45. Flutie. Incomplete. About the 48. Phelan, the man for whom it was intended. Covering defensively was McMillan.
Era, do you think this is a time perhaps for an attempted block punt?
That'd be a good time to go after them. They need to make something happen in this quarter because they're going to lose the win in the 4th period.
And their offense is not doing that, so perhaps I would look for a block punt attempt.
I think they're going. I think you're right, Pat.
Steve Feach back to do the kicking. Lawson is deep. Gets it away. Lawson has to let it roll, and it goes out of bounds at the 20-yard line. They'll start 1st and 10 at the 20, a 34-yard punt and no return. 8:58 remaining to be played in the 3rd quarter of this game. Houston has the football. They're trailing 31-14. And he made the full pivot, handed off, and got about a yard. Taken by Raymond Tate, who hasn't carried the ball all that much this afternoon.
Well, that's a good point. Speaking of Raymond Tate, Bill Yeoman, their coach, felt, and we said this in the first half, that he needed to carry the ball 32 yards. He is the only player on this Houston team that's had a run for over 30 yards this whole year. Now it was a 72-yarder against Rice. They need to get the ball into his hands or to their other receiver, Anthony Ketchum, number 80, who has world-class speed.
Landry looking and keeping. About the 23-yard line when he ran into Romanowski.
You know, Landry completed his last 3 passes in that last drive of the first half. He's 3 for 15. I thought maybe that would give him a little confidence. But he's come out here in the second half and has not hit one yet.
3rd down and 7 yards to go at the 23. Landry. 25, 29.
Well, Houston really doesn't have the kind of passing attack that can really get a quarterback's confidence up because everything is thrown downfield. You know, Era, they don't dump the ball off to their backs.
Not only that, everything is off a run action. He fakes a run action, then comes back. Receivers have been open. At least he can't see them. There have been some receivers downfield, but he's run the ball I don't know how many times on pass attempts.
Lonnie Stokes is in to do the punting now. Kelvin Martin is deep to receive it for Boston College. Taken at the 35 and pushed back from there. Tuggle. We'd like to remind you that the NFC Championship game is Sunday on CBS Sports. The surprising Chicago Bears, led by the NFL's all-time leading rusher Walter Payton, against the San Francisco 49ers. Winners of an NFL record 15 games during the regular season, and all of that starts at 3:30 with the NFL Today. And this all starts 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line with 7 minutes, 4 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Boston College in possession. Doug Flutie waiting for the snap. Stratford, or Strahan it is. Strahan across the 35 and up to the 36. Wynn made the tackle.
Lindsey, you and Era both been around college football a long time. Have you seen a college football player who has had as much impact, you think, as Doug Flutie has this past year?
I have not seen a football player who has had a consistent impact like he had and like he had coming into this game in a long, long time.
I said 2 years ago he's the most exciting player I had seen in a long time.
Bradford is carrying out across the 35-yard line. I've seen a great many college football players who showed a great deal of promise and got a big build-up, and then somehow something along the way seemed to happen. But Flutie's been just the opposite. When the time has come, when he got the big build-up and time came to perform, as is the case here today, he has performed.
And one interesting thing is the last 4 Heisman winners have gone on to lose the bowl game they played in that year, but Flutie is well on his way to breaking that streak.
He is indeed. First quarterback since '71 to win the Heisman. Flutie with the ball. Just got rid of it.
Folks, I'd like...
Oh. And the punting unit is on now, as once again the Houston defense has held.
They say Doug Flutie perhaps is too small to play. Don't believe it. 5'9 3/4. He gets rid of the ball. And he gets a little upset at Purcell, number 21. Gets rid of him as well.
I want to tell you, fellows, there's still 20 minutes to play in this football game.
Lawson is deep now. Peach punts the football. There's going to be no run back, and it's going to start at the 35-yard line. So Houston gets it 1st and 10 on a 29-yard punt with no return.
It's Chevrolet's New Year kickoff. Chevy dealers are kicking off the new year with their biggest and longest celebration ever. They're out to sell 175,000 cars and trucks by January 21st. Take delivery from a wide selection of Chevrolet.
9 seconds left to play in the 3rd quarter. Boston College leading 31-14. Landry throwing and completing. Taken by Hilton. And Hilton on into Boston College territory inside the 40-yard line. 1st down and 10 yards to go. Romanowski made the tackle.
Well, this is the third catch that Hilton has made today, and it's the third big play. And this is, again, what they wanted to do. But this time he's crossing the field, coming underneath the deep coverage, number 84 there in the middle of the screen. Again, he has the speed. If he picks up a block there, which he did, and he could have shaken Romanowski, another big play by Hilton, tight end.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line. 25-yard pickup on that completed pass to Hilton. Leave this one on the ground, taken by Pearson. Got it down to the 35-yard line for 5.
We talked about Boston College's pass distribution. It's really tough for Gerald Landry, the quarterback of Houston, to really feel comfortable and confident throwing the football. You can see the pass distribution. He's thrown 3 to his tight end and only 1 to a wide receiver, none to his backs. When you have a quarterback who's having an off day, you want to throw some shorter passes so he get his confidence back.
On the 6, and the speed to the 30, 25 to the 20. Tate carrying, and Tate inside the 5-yard line. Big play for the Houston Cougars. 33-yard pickup by Tate. First down and goal to go at the 2-yard line.
They finally got the outside veer option executed. Here, Tate takes it to the outside, gets good blocking, and just carries some would-be tacklers right along with him all the way down to about the 2 or 3 yard line. They finally watch from another vantage point, fake the dive. Now they get it to the outside. The man that was on Tate was blocked. Blockers downfield, staying with their man. Finally executed the outside veer.
Touchdown, taken in there by Tate. Raymond Tate for the touchdown, Houston. Clendon and booted, and it's good. They move 65 yards in 4 plays, taking a minute and 25 seconds. And it's Boston College 31, the Cougars now 21.
Well, the 4 plays, 2 of them to Raymond Tate, the man they wanted to get the ball to 30 times. Again, good blocking by the left side of his line. That's over Michael Wharton, and he's a big, strong back. He's 225 pounds and very thick thighs. Bring him right through him, but this drive was 2 big plays. The option play, the long option play to Tate, and the big pass to the tight end, Hilton.
Houston back in the football game. 31-21, 10-point differential, 4 minutes, 4 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Clendenin's going to kick it off now. Steve Williamson, Tyrone Taylor are deep to receive it. At the 2-yard line. Taylor takes it and slips down as he came across the 15.
Here's the big play in that last drive, the veer that I described earlier in the show, where Landry comes down. There's option 1. 2, he's forced to pitch. And look at the 2 blockers, the tight end and the flanker back, Shepard and Hilton. Hilton gets a beautiful block right there. Shepard stays on his man, and Tate just pulls his way all the way down to the 2-yard line. The first time in this game that they did get the ball outside.
They ran it just like you draw it up on the blackboard, and it's 1st and 10 now. Can the Houston defense hold now and get the football again? Still a 10-point differential. And off goes to the tailback. They leave it on the ground. Bradford stopped there.
Well, here's where Doug Flutie has got to take things into his hands as he has done his whole career. Now, the emotion and the momentum is now going for Houston for the first time today. It's important for Flutie now to step to the forefront, get a couple of first downs, and take some of the emotion away from Houston.
The Cotton Bowl in Dallas, Texas. We have 3 minutes, 32 seconds remaining to be played in the third quarter. Boston College 31, and the Cougars of Houston 21. Lindsey Nelson with Pat Head, Adel Farsigian, and Pat O'Brien. Hey, high snap there. The shotgun intercepted at the 25-yard line. Being returned by McMillan. McMillan
Touchdown.
Well, the Cougars are back in business. 25 yards on the return of the reception by Audrey McMillan. Glendennon will attempt a conversion. There's a 4-point differential right now with the conversion attempt coming. It's down, it's up, and good.
On the replay, you're going to see a high snap from center that Flutie flagged down. It really disrupted the timing from the whole thing. And also think about Doug Flutie. He is such a confident quarterback. Sometimes he makes throws that he really shouldn't because good things have happened to him his whole career. But this time the ball should never have been thrown. There's Audrey McMillan, the free safety number 10. He's an all-Southwest Conference performer, and we have got a very interesting contest now.
And now Houston will kick it off. Glendennon will boot it. Boston College waiting to get the football. They've got Williams and Taylor along the goal line, moving up a yard or two now. 3:10 remaining in the third quarter. Into the end zone, and he will not run it out. Touchback. First and 10 at the 20-yard line. Let's look again at the interception.
As Pat Hayden pointed out, the snap is very high and throws the timing of Flutie off. He gets a lot of pressure. This is one of the few times you'll see Flutie make a poor judgment. As you see, the ball is well underthrown. It isn't anywhere near. You don't see him do that very often, but we have really got a football game.
31-28. 3-point differential. Now Boston College has the ball. Flutie brings them up. Bill Yeoman along the sideline. Flutie. And he completes it out across the 25-yard line to the 27-yard line. Gieselman, the tight end.
I like to see a quarterback, after he has thrown an interception, come right back and throw the ball the next play, and that's just what he did. Although he picked an intelligent throw, it was a short throw to his tight end, Scott Gieselman, who's coming across the middle there. He looked downfield first to Phelan. He was covered, then he dumped the ball off to Gieselman, the tight end, the secondary receiver.
Gieselman's first reception of the day.
Very careful throw there by Doug Flutie.
Taken by Stradford. Stopped at the 30-yard line.
You would think with the wind blowing that some of that water would be gone, but they're still slipping on that field.
Right. That's Bicknell along the sideline. They check it for the first down there.
Air traffic controller there, it looks like, doesn't he?
Maybe signal for him.
Third down and less than a yard to go. Hurdles in for the first and 10. At about the 34-yard line with Strahan carrying.
Steve Strahan has gone over the top on situations like this all season long. This is the 14th time he's picked up on a 3rd and 1 situation, the first down. The key, of course, was the offensive line surge right over Steve Trapello, the right guard, allowed him to get the first down to keep the drive alive.
1:39 remaining in the quarter, in the third quarter. Put on the ground again. Strahan up to the 40-yard line. Let's listen to Jack Bicknell now, the head coach at Boston College.
Left. Strip. Left. Why do you want A double? No.
F19. Back up, man. Back up.
Back up.
Moving them back a little bit. 2nd and 4 now at the 40-yard line. Exactly 1 minute remaining in the quarter. Martin and Phelan are the wide receivers for Doug Flutie. Completed. at the 48-yard line to Phelan, who goes out of bounds to the penalty marker on the play.
Looks like Doug Flutie called a audible and the back wasn't set.
Moved late.
It's really unnecessary for the back to shift to because it was such a quick pass.
Stratford, I think it was. The penalty goes against Boston College, of course. That's the time remaining in the third quarter, 45 seconds. Second down and 8 yards to go. Bradford. Got it out across the 39. Clock is running with 35 seconds remaining in the quarter.
5X, 5X.
5X, whatever that is.
3rd and 5, big play, or 3rd and 4, big play for both the Houston defense, of course, who's got the momentum. This Houston team has the momentum right now. They can force Flutie to punt. Boy, they've really got something going.
12 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Going back to the inside. Pick up the first down. Darren Flutie. And time runs out in the quarter. So at the end of the third quarter, the score is the Eagles 31, the Cougars.
Wang. Wang puts people in front of computers.
A quarter to play now. Boston College with the football. First and 10, they have the ball at their own 48. Motion across. Flutie handing it off. Taken by Strahan across the 50-yard line. Let's look at a scoring summary of what has happened in this football classic here today. In the first quarter, Flutie, a 63-yard pass to Martin. Put Boston College out in front. Then Flutie, an 8-yard pass to Stratford. 14-0 it was at that point. Allen now returned the kickoff 98 yards to make it 14-7. And then Snow, a 31-yard field goal to make it 17-7. Flutie, a 13-yard pass to Phelan. Strahan, a 2-yard run, and it was 31-7. We'll pick up second half scoring in a moment because right now Boston College has the ball at the Houston 49-yard line. And Doug Flutie retreats, steps up, whips the football. Incomplete. And now with 22 seconds remaining in the second quarter, let's pick up that summary again. Landry, a 15-yard pass to Shepard. Now in the second half, it is Tate on a 2-yard run for Houston, 31-21. The Cougars are rolling. McMillan, a 25-yard interception return, all the way for a touchdown. And that's where we are, 31. Tate on a 2-yard run, 31-21. It is the Eagles 31 and the Cougars 28. Third down and 7 yards to go. Flutie. Penalty markers. Diving catch made by Phelan, but there were a couple of markers. Might have been a clip over there.
We're going to see the clip made here on 94, Eddie Gilmore, and the clip is made by Mark Bardwell, number 63. He's right there. Gilmore's the nose tackle, just trying to run Flutie down, make something happen. Oh boy, that's how you can really hurt a knee. Ouch, that hurts. Good call by the official there. You're allowed to clip defensive linemen when you're from tackle to tackle, but once the quarterback breaks containment, you cannot do that.
Clipping on the offense. It's still third down.
Puts the ball back at the 29-yard line of Boston College in their possession.
Boy, I hate to see those kind of plays.
Yeah, that was not good judgment.
third and forever here, 29, third and 29.
Down. At about the 32-yard line, he went down. Audrey McMillan was there. That'll bring up fourth down in the punting unit onto the field with 13:28 left to play in this game. The Houston Cougars want the football. They trail by 3.
I think Audrey McMillan has been playing an outstanding football game. This guy played quarterback for a couple of years, and he's back in there playing safety. And he's done a great job, particularly in the second half.
Well, we had the big interception for the touchdown, of course.
Willie Lawson dropped back there now to receive Peach's punt. Lawson has it at the 32-yard line. Returns it to the 34-yard line. 36-yard punt. Let's listen to you.
T-flex, 17 goal line. Left T-flex, 17 goal line. Left T-flex, 17 goal line.
So Landry comes on now to run that play. First and 10. The Cougars have the ball at their own 34-yard line. Boston College leads them 31-28. Landry brings them up. Landry's got it. Landry out across the 45 to the 47-yard line. Romanowski made the tackle.
What a change in confidence we're seeing in Gerald Landry now. He hit a couple of passes at the end of the first half, hit Carl Hilton at the beginning of the second half, had a couple of big runs, and right here he is running his veer offense as we anticipated that he would. Good eyes by Landry. He saw the hole open up really right over his center and just ducked in there for a big play.
First and 10 at the 48-yard line. A little open room there now, and it's taken by Raymond Tate. Raymond Tate to the 40, 35, 30. The Cougars have moved the football, but there's a penalty marker down now. Way back upfield, a penalty marker.
It's on Houston.
Clipping.
Carl Hilton, the tight end, was not happy about it.
Neither was Coach Yeoman. But that was sheer determination on the part of Tate.
They called the clip on Carl Hilton, the man right there that Coach Yeoman's talking to. Again, one of the adjustments obviously Houston has made here in the second half is to be able to get the ball to Raymond Tate more than they did in the first half.
On the offense, it is still first down.
Only 5 carries for Tate in the first half, but he's been much more of a factor here.
As you pointed out earlier, that Tate just gets stronger. Coach Yeoman said yesterday that it seems like as the game wears on, he just gets stronger and better.
First and 20 at the 37-yard line. Houston's ball in their own territory. Landry gunned it incomplete. Then it's for Hilton. Second and 20 at the 37.
Confidence of a quarterback is so important. I really believe the most important trait of any quarterback is to have mental toughness, be able to bounce back from an interception or a bad play or a bad game and come back and then play well the next week or the next play. Gerald Landry had a tough first half, but he's played exceedingly well here in the second.
4 for 17. Looks a little like your statistics, Pat.
On a good day. On a good day.
Landry rolling and looking and throwing and completing. Penalty marker on the play. Run out of bounds at the 46, but there's a marker to be checked out.
This was a holding call.
Giddings was the receiver.
The official's not too happy with us.
Holding.
Well, all the emotion was going Houston's way, and then they had a couple of big penalties here.
Going to wind up with 3rd and 30. 2nd and 30, I guess.
You had a lot of those in your career. What'd you call them in 2nd and 30?
I punted. No, it's too bad because they've had a couple of things called back. They completed the pass. They also had the nice run by Tate.
Back to the 28-yard line.
Holding on the offense. It is still second down.
The other thing, you got a problem here for Houston is because they are into the wind, and field position is very important to them. If they have to punt into that wind, it makes a big difference with these penalties.
12 minutes remaining to be played in this ball game. Second down and 29 yards to go. Landry throwing and overthrowing. Incomplete. Hilton, the man for whom it was intended.
Well, they tried to get the ball to Hilton that time. He was pretty well covered. Landry comes faking the opposite way. There's Hilton right there, but it's just overthrown. I tell you, I would throw that ball to Hilton, give him a chance, because he's 6'4". He's got great speed. He just overthrew him. Here he is releasing off the line, turning to the inside. If Landry can get it to him, he's going to get it. But unfortunately, Landry overthrew him.
Third and 29 now at the 28-yard line. Trying to draw. Tate carrying and stopped at the 30-yard line. That'll bring up a fourth down, and the punting unit comes on as Houston has to give up the football. Lonnie Stokes on to punt. Martin is dropping back to field it for the Eagles of Boston College, who lead in this game 31-28. Short.
Oh, boy.
Very short. And takes a bad bounce. Garbino run back. It'll be at the Houston 43-yard line. A 12-yard punt, no return.
This is today's Chevrolet.
We talked about the wind being very much a factor. It's obviously blowing from left to right, and Houston punted right into the wind there. The result was a 12-yard punt.
Well, and also those two penalties that Houston incurred took them back another 20 yards. And I said that Houston had to get back into this ball game in the third period downwind. Now they really got to fight into that wind.
Boston College has 438 yards total offense, the sixth best in Cotton Bowl history. Flutie bounced it incomplete. Then it was Phelan.
Good pressure on the inside there put on by Bryant Wynn, the linebacker for Houston. Really got in Doug Flutie's face, and he had to release the ball way before he wanted to.
Also off balance because he was moving backwards.
Second and 10 at the 43-yard line of Houston in Boston College possession.
Bryant Wynn, he's their leading tackler. He's an all-Southwest Conference performer.
Flutie waits for the snap. Ron County's got it. Incomplete. Martin, the man trying to hang on.
Flutie has thrown the ball behind receivers a number of times today. That's maybe the fourth throw I've seen him throw behind a receiver. I think he's getting a little bit more pressure and people in his face than he has in past games.
Right.
Third and 10. Big play here. Third and 10, Boston College at the Houston 43.
Doug is only 2 of 11 this half.
Good play for the Cougars here.
10 minutes, 55 seconds left in the game. Flutie. Incomplete at the 5-yard line. It was Phelan diving for it, incomplete. That breaks up a fourth down.
Doug Flutie was on his hands and knees after he missed this one. Gerard Phelan, number 20. He is not supposed to have much speed, but I'll tell you what, he keeps beating people deep. He runs right by number 45, Martin. The ball was just thrown too low, not enough trajectory.
Lest you forget, he was the receiver in the fabulous game-ending pass in Miami. Funded by Peach. Fair catch, and it's taken at the 13-yard line. Taken there by Lawson. They'll start at first and 10. It was a 30-yard punt, no return. mentioned earlier in the ball game that many of his colleagues have said that Bill Yeoman is as good a coach as there is at getting a team ready for one game. His team did not get off to a roaring start here this afternoon, but he certainly has them back in this football game right now. 10:41 left to play. He trails by 3 points. His team has the football. First and 10 at their own 14-yard line. Landry, the quarterback, with the ball. Got it out near the 20-yard line. Romanowski made the tackle. He's carried 18 times for 74 yards.
Bill Yeoman really is amazing. He's had 18 winning seasons out of those 23 there at Houston. He played well enough to get his team into the conference and has been into the Southwest Conference and has been to the Cotton Bowl really more than anybody else the past 9 years, more than Texas and SMU.
I said to him yesterday, help me out a little bit on a date. I met you on a plane coming out of Stanford after an Ohio State game when you were a staff at Michigan State. Incomplete. Hilton, the intended receiver. I said, what was the date? He said 1955.
And that's exactly how many.
Hey, tell him the same thing and tell it's a quick post. Take a couple, 3 steps and cut in and look at it, okay? Left.
Wants to get the ball right back to Hilton, his tight end.
Quick boot.
Wants them to throw the ball a little bit quicker, though.
Talking about 55, that's exactly wins. He's got 155 wins. He's been in the winner circle a few times.
3rd down and 4 yards to go. Had him out there, but incomplete. Landry to Pearson.
Landry had a couple of open receivers here, and they wanted the ball to go to Hilton. He was the man they wanted the ball to go to. He's the tight end, number 84. He comes right over the middle. Remember, they only needed 4 yards, but Landry was under some duress because there was a blitz on, and actually he didn't even look at Hilton.
Stokes has got to kick it into the wind again.
Ball just stopped.
Good. And it's right there about the 45-yard line. So start 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. The 49th Cotton Bowl in Dallas, Texas. Boston College is in possession. In their second half possessions, they've had 5 punts and 1 interception. They this one on the ground, try the right side. Trahan is brought down to about the 41-yard line by Wynn. It'll be 2nd down and about 6. 9 minutes, 28 seconds remaining to be played in this Cotton Bowl game, and Boston College is leading 31-28. Rudy with a pitch. Bradford at about the 36-yard line. Alexander on the tackle.
Cowboy Jack didn't say much.
Doesn't have to say much.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, he really is only signaling the formation itself.
Terry Gallup, our offensive coordinator, signals the play, and you're right.
Yes.
3rd down and 2 yards to go for the Eagles. Edward Stratford trying to get the 2.
Boy, Coach, he looked like he's short. Do you go for it here, do you think?
Yeah, I think so. You're at the 35-yard line. I would go for it here. I don't know whether he wants a field goal to put himself up 6 points.
Well, they gave him a nice mark, though. Ooh. Nice spot on the ball.
And they're going to bring it out and measure it. Let's see whether it's 1st down or 4th down at the 35-yard line. With 8 minutes and 22 seconds left to play. And BC leading by 3 points. Just short. Just short. Okay, there's the decision time.
He's been pretty remarkable throwing the ball on 4th down, 3 of 4, only 7 yards, but 3 touchdowns. 2 of them against Alabama in a comeback win.
This is the kind of team that probably is willing to take a chance and go for the run action pass and go for the big one here. Let's see if they do or not.
First and 10. They sent Strahan over the top as they do so very often. So they keep the drive alive.
Again, Strahan is such a good short yardage runner. We mentioned this is his 15th time where he's made the conversion on 3rd or 4th and short. Just right over the top. Good leaping ability. He's a big, strong, tall kid. Picks up a very important first down for the Eagles.
The Eagles now at the Houston 32-yard line. First down and 10 yards to go. Strahan to the 26-yard line. Audrey McMillan made the stop.
We've really seen a different Boston College offense here the last few minutes. They've apparently made a decision to try to control the clock some. They've run the ball the last 4 or 5 plays. They used the 2 tight end formation, and they're trying to run for some first downs and control the clock.
Timeout is taken here now by Houston. They have a man injured who's being assisted off the field. 7 minutes, 34 seconds left to play in the game. Houston, Robert Harper, linebacker, hobbled off the field, has been replaced by Ronald Hall now. It is 2nd down, 4 yards to go for Boston College. They have the ball at the Houston 26-yard line. 7 minutes, 34 seconds left to play. Boston College leading 31-28. The Cotton Bowl in Dallas, Texas. They got the first down in yards to spare. Strahan, 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line. Stopped there by Alexander.
We've seen so much finesse by Boston College all year. We forget that you can power the football at you. Steve Strahan is a strong runner right here. He's a big kid. He's 215 pounds. Just bounces off a number of people. A 2 tight end set. Watch the offensive line. They outweigh this Houston team. It's a big offensive line. A big block by McDonald, number 79, who sealed inside there and allowed Strahan to just jump off tackle.
He's carried 13 times. A 13-yard gain. He's carried 19 times for 82 yards. Bradford down to the 6-yard line.
All good athletes. You can just sense the athlete in their eyes. Doug Flutie's eyes and Troy Stratford. He's got an excellent eye for finding holes, bouncing around. A good block there by 63 Bardwell. A good hold, I should say. And then Stratford finds a little crease there to make it a nice little run.
2 yards to go now. 2nd down. The ball's outside the 5-yard line. Got just across the 5. Strahan carrying. Looked to be short of the first down. Audrey McMillan made the tackle again.
This drive, really, it's 7-play drive. It's been all runs by Boston College.
Well, a good balanced football team can do both. They built their reputation on the passing game, and of course here they're demonstrating that they can run that football.
Here goes those balls again.
Going to be 3rd down, 1 yard to go at the 4-yard line.
Well, we've seen a lot of Strahan in this situation in the past.
Line it up in a full house. Touchdown. Strahan.
An 8-play drive, all runs.
Taken into the end zone by Strahan to make it 37-28 with a conversion attempt coming now for the Eagles. And Kevin Snow will attempt it. Phelan will hold for him. Up and good. 41 31 yards on 8 plays.
If you're a defender for Houston, you know that they're going to give the ball to Steve Strahan in this situation, but there's a very good offensive line surge, and still you see number 33 just run right over Audrey McMillan, number 10. And the ball popped out, but he had already crossed the plane. Here's the offensive line play. Steve Trapillo, number 65, McDonald were awesome there. Again, McDonald just really sealed down the inside, and Strahan just popped out outside. One more look at Strahan. A superb. There was some question about him not playing. He got in the end zone, and they're back on the board for 6 more.
Snow will kick it off now for the Eagles. Deep to receive it, Allen and Ketchum. Boston College leads by 10. Taking up the 9-yard line by Allen. Let's take a look again now at the last touchdown.
You know, beyond the great blocking on this touchdown play, Strahan had such a head of steam that McMillan had no chance. Look at the force that he has right here. He's not slowed down, and McMillan doesn't have a chance to stop him.
First and 10 at the 24. The Cougars trail by 10. Landry handing it off. They get 2 or 3. Tate carrying. Now let's go down again to Pat O'Brien.
Thank you, Lindsay. I was just talking to Steve Strahan. He used to be a high jumper in high school. He jumped 6'7". He said that leaping ability came in handy. They put 20 pounds on him, though, and made him into a fullback. Let's go back up to Lindsay.
It's 2nd down and 7 yards to go at the 27-yard line. 5 minutes, 14 seconds left to play in the Cotton Bowl game. Landry. And the ball is loose. Scramble is on the 27-yard line.
Official says Houston has it.
I think the ball bounced back up to Landry. He's got it on his chest.
Houston retains possession.
He just dropped the ball low. It would have been a pretty good game.
You're right. Potentially could have been a very big play offensively, and it's what they need. Remember, they've only got out to the outside one other time with Raymond Tate on that option play for the big play.
Oh, yeah, I thought it was open. I thought he was gone. I thought he was gone.
3rd down and 7 yards to go.
Throwing against a pretty stiff breeze.
Sloan Hood is coming to the ball game now to running back. It's completed for the first down of about the 39-yard line. Hilton carrying. 12-yard pickup.
You're going to see Carl Hilton, the tight end, get flexed out at the top of the screen. He's actually right there in the middle of the screen. He just comes right in. It's a little blitz. Goes right where the strong safety had left from. He was the man blitzing. And Landry reads the blitz and dumped the ball off to Hilton for a big first down for them.
Hilton caught 4 for 91. 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Houston trailing by 10 points with the ball in their own territory. Landry never had a chance. The ball rolled away. Was he down? Ball is recovered by Boston College at the 36-yard line. Landry fumbled the ball. Boston College recovered it. And it was Harrington who jarred it loose.
The problem of the Bear, working close to the line of scrimmage, the high-risk offense can go both ways for you. In this particular case, another fumble. You watch here as Landry goes down the line, fakes to number 1, but penetration there, right there by Harrington. The fumble, Landry cannot get it back, and Boston College has the ball again.
1st and 10 for the Eagles now at the Houston 36-yard line. 4:07 left to play. Then the Eagles leave it on the ground. Strahan carrying. Let's look again at the last play and see what we think about the fumble, if it was a fumble.
Well, it may have just popped loose from the ground itself. No, the ball did come loose right out of his hand. It did pop loose. Harrington was there on him, and there was Thomas to make the recovery. What is that, 10 straight running plays from Boston College? I don't think we've ever seen that this entire year.
2nd and 8 at the 34-yard line of Houston. Flutie. Penalty mark is down. Incomplete at the flag. Martin, the intended receiver.
Boy, it's a holding penalty. I want to tell you, though, that Doug Flutie has had 2 or 3 guys wide open for touchdowns today, though he has not hit. He's, of course, thrown 3 touchdown passes.
That's unusual for him.
You're right.
Penalty will be marked off here against Boston College. Again, let's go down to Pat O'Brien.
Thank you, Lindsey. There are 3 minutes and 21 seconds left on that clock, left of the 49th Cotton Bowl. 3 minutes and 21 seconds left of Doug Flutie being a squeaky clean amateur athlete. In 3 minutes and 21 seconds, it begins. His father is interviewed about 46 agents. They've narrowed it down to a few. I think they have 1 left. And after this game, they'll begin to decide whether to go to the USFL, the NFL, and the endorsements and all of that. Let's go back to Lindsey.
All right, 2nd and 18 at the 44-yard line. Flutie waits to get the ball, and he's got it. And it is picked off in front of his intended receiver, and it was Greg Purcell. 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line.
This was a beautiful job by Purcell of covering an awful lot of ground while that ball was in the air. When we were looking at it from this vantage point in the press box, it looked like it was going to be a touchdown. There's the throw by Flutie. Watch Purcell come from the right side, cover an enormous amount of ground, go up and catch the ball. It was a great defensive play.
Well, he's been picked on yet today, so that's a nice redemption for Purcell.
So now the Cougars trail by 10 points. They have 3 minutes, 14 seconds left to play. They have the ball in their own territory at the 13-yard line. Landry with the ball. Pitches it off. Taken by Tate.
Some clever ball handling there.
They really play with that ball, don't they?
It's amazing to me. Gerald Landry wanted to throw this ball downfield, but he ended up just pitching it off there to Raymond Tate. You're going to get a look at it. He wants to get the ball at the top of the screen to his wide receiver, Shepard. See Cox, but he brings the ball back down, and here's the triple option. Then he decides to run it. When 2 defenders converge on him, whap, he just pitches it off there to Raymond Tate, and he takes a hit. But Tate picks up 1st down.
At the 26-yard line.
Tate hurt his shoulder on that play.
Well, it popped up into the air. It hit Gorecki's shoulder and was grabbed by Rogers.
Oh, Ray's got pretty good hands.
Marked at the 25-yard line.
You mentioned Gorecki tipping that ball. He's tipped 2 of them today. He had 9 coming into the game. He really gets his hands on a lot of passes, Gorecki does.
2nd down and 11 yards to go. Loss of 1 yard on the last play. Clock is running with 2.5 minutes left in this Cotton Bowl game. Landry across the 40. Anthony Ketchum, but could not hold it.
Ketchum's been kind of silent today, hasn't he? He's had some big plays during the course of the year. He can really run. This guy can really, has all kinds of speed.
The NCAA 440 track champion a few years ago. Ball should have been caught. It was well thrown by Landry.
It's funny, Landry has thrown exceptionally well to his left, which is far more difficult. Most of his completions have come rolling out to the left.
Ketchum has not caught one today. 3rd and 11 at the 25-yard line. Landry bumps into one of his own men. And he's sacked. It was Pereira who got there. And it's back around the 15-yard line. 11-yard loss on the play.
A big defensive play by the Boston College Eagles. Gerald Landry is just trying to get his team back in this game right now and trying to get the ball downfield to one of his receivers. Now, he knows he's got some pressure because he saw one-on-one coverage, but from the backside, David Pereira, who was the strong safety and their leading tackler, came from where he couldn't see him.
Lonnie Stokes in deep punt formation, kicking into the wind. They let it go. There'll be no run back. And it's at about the 43-yard line. We'd like to remind you that the NFC Championship game is Sunday on CBS Sports. Those Chicago Bears, led by the NFL's all-time leading rusher Walter Payton, go against the 49ers. It all starts at 3:30 with the NFL Today with Brent Musburger. It is out there just short of the 43-yard line. Now, 1st and 10 for BC. The Eagles leading by 10 points. 1 minute, 33 seconds left to play in the Cotton Bowl game. Pretty handing it off as they leave it on the ground once again to Strahan. Out at the 45-yard line. Picked up 2. It'll be 2nd down and 8 yards to go.
Houston only has 1 timeout remaining.
Houston taking the timeout here with 1:22 showing on the clock. Boston College leading 38-28. And it's been an exciting Cotton Bowl football game. From our spotter, Bill Friel, and our statistician, Mike Swanson. Gentlemen, thank you very much.
Lindsey, again, congratulations on your 25th. It's really been fun.
And may I say the same?
Has been for me. Thank you very much. Here come the BC Eagles. Pitch it and leave it on the ground. Stratford. Blocked out of bounds inside the 20-yard line.
That's the 3rd time that has happened to Stratford when he's gotten out in the open.
McMillan blocked him out. We certainly want to offer our thanks to members of the Cotton Bowl Executive Committee, Chairman J.L. Hoffheinz Jr., President Jim Ray Smith, Business Manager Mike Justice, Executive Vice President, the horse, a legend in his own time, Jim Brock. Gentlemen, thank you very much for a marvelous week in Dallas, Texas. 2nd down. 1st down and 10 yards to go. And pitched off here to Stratford. And there he is. Stratford for the touchdown.
Troy Stratford has had a sensational day, both catching the ball and running the ball. He's run for close to 200 yards, 196 yards on 20 carries. He caught a touchdown pass. Take a look at Troy Stratford, and we're looking at a team, a Boston College team, that is not one-dimensional. When they've had to run the ball here in the 4th quarter, they've run the ball and run the ball extremely well, led by Troy Stratford right there.
We have a conversion attempt coming now. Boston College is leading 44-28. Kevin Snow will attempt a conversion here. Phelan will hold as usual. And it's good. 1 more point for the Eagles to make it 45-28. BC has just set a Cotton Bowl record for points with 45. The old mark, 41 by Penn State in 1975. So it's been a big day for the Eagles of Boston College here in Dallas, Texas. Era, your thoughts on the afternoon's ball game?
Well, I think that without question that Boston College is for real. They're an outstanding football team. They came in here ranked 8th. Some of the polls are a little higher, but they will move up in the rankings, and deservedly so. And Flutie deserves all the accolades that he's received during the course of the year. He's truly one of the most exciting players I've ever seen. Even though it wasn't vintage Flutie today, it was enough to win this football game by a considerable amount.
Pat Hayden?
Well, it may seem ridiculous to say because Boston College has scored 45 points, but I think the Houston defense did a reasonably good job. The Houston offense in the first half really did not do much. They did not keep the ball, keep it away from Flutie. And for Flutie, it has been a remarkable 4 years. It's been fun for me to watch him. I've, of course, related to the guy because I had so much grief about my height over the years. So it's been nice to see the young man, who is a very nice young man, be successful, and I wish him a great deal of success in the future.
I watched you two the other day with you interviewing Flutie. I was trying to decide who was taller.
I always stand on the high ground.
Kickoff coming up now with Kevin Snow to put it up. Allen and Ketchum are the deep men. So the bounces it down to the middle end. It's fielded at the 20-yard line. Return to the 25, 30, and Houston gets it up about the 34-yard line. Returned by Lawson. The 361 yards rushing of Boston College. It's the second best in Cotton Bowl history. The 541 total yards is a new Cotton Bowl record. The old one was 514 set by Missouri in 1946.
This Houston team is a very young team. 45 freshmen on this team. I have a sneaky suspicion they'll be back.
1 minute, 2 seconds on the clock. Houston with the ball, first and 10. Landry throws complete. And it goes across the 40-yard line, taken there by Hilton. Stops the clock at 55 seconds remaining. Boston College is leading 45-28. And in less than a minute, Doug Flutie will have completed his college playing career. And it's a happy gang of Eagles. Happy gang of Eagles supporters who came here, too. By the thousands they came. Landry out to the 50-yard line, taken there. Giddings was the receiver. So it'll be a first and 10. Todd Russell made the tackle. And again, Landry. Throws it away. Stopping the clock with 35 seconds. Larry Shepard was over there. Second down and 10 yards to go. Bill Yeoman.
Well, he's done a remarkable job. You know, people picked his team to finish 5th in the conference. And again, big wins over Texas and SMU with a very young team.
Had a great coaching career. Continues because he's just been given a 5-year extension on his contract. Incomplete. Third down and 10 yards to go.
Well, he has to be doing something right, and I'm talking about Coach Yeoman again. He's brought this team in here 4 times in the last 9 years since being a part of this conference, and you don't do that without having some pretty good coaching and pretty good teams.
Come on, let's go.
Third down and 10 yards to go. Landry. And Landry is in the grasp and goes down. Roy Norton was there to make the tackle. 15 seconds on the clock. 4th sack of Landry. Fourth down coming up now with 15 seconds on the clock. The Eagles of Boston College, who have not played on New Year's Day since 1943, leading here 45-28, have not played in the Cotton Bowl since 1940. Houston with Landry on 4th down, going as long as he can. And it's taken at the 22-yard line. Taken there by Shepard. 32-yard pickup. The Chevrolet most valuable players of the game are for Boston College, Troy Stratford. Ball is brought to the inbound marker and placed at the 22-yard line.
And Audrey McMillan, the free safety for Houston, is our most valuable player as well.
And so a check in the amount of $1,000 will be donated by Chevrolet to each college's general scholarship fund to further assist qualified students in all choosing academic fields. And again, pass is incomplete, and look at them come onto the field with 3 seconds on the clock. They're all over the field here now with 3 seconds still showing on the clock on that incompleted pass. There's a sign on the message board that says, please stay off the field. I have an idea. It's not going to have much effect.
Hey, stay on there, Michael. Get him off the field.
Bill Yeoman says, get him off the field. That's it, Bill. Oh, West Point, huh? He ain't giving up yet. Not yet. Well, somebody started out and everybody followed. And here they came on what they presumed to be the last play, but it wasn't. Ball is down now on about the 22.5-yard line.
Well, if Flutie hadn't had 6 seconds to throw the ball against Miami, nothing would have happened there either, right?
That's right. Some of the VC players are assisting in getting them off the field. Now, Houston ready to go. Dropping back is Landry. Time has run out now, and Landry still got the ball, and he's down to the 15, and he's upset at the 13, and that's it. Time has run out. The Eagles of Boston College have won it 45-28. And so we'll return after this word from your local coach. Final score there is Boston College 45, Houston 28. This afternoon, Doug Flutie came out here, of course, having been the busiest man in America in recent weeks because he's been such a popular football player. Right away, he showed he was for real with a long touchdown pass. And so it was Flutie, Flutie, Flutie. Of course, Houston came back, and Houston had an outstanding second half, but Doug Flutie then resorted to handing the ball off, leaving it on the ground, and guiding the attack, and brought Boston College home.